Pretty sure everybody remember what happened last session. We don't need a recap. So,
Okay, we're good.
As the group huddles to decide their next move, Jim Jar's trademark devil may care grin spreads across his face. So I've been thinking, yeah? I know, dangerous to think, but hear me out. There's a spot back in Blinkenstone, this catacomb. Not just any old dusty tomb. This is the one where, we bury the big ones, the big names, the deep gnomes of legend. They lay to rest there. Wario, sages, the kind of gnomes who probably had statues carved in their honor before the drow came along and wrecked the place. Now here's the kicker. Word is, the spirits down there aren't your average moaning phantoms. They're guardians of secrets, old knowledge. The sort of stuff that might just give us a bit of an edge against all these oozes mucking up the place. And who knows, they might be willing to part with a nugget of wisdom for a group of respectable and persuasive adventurers like us. Now me, I've got no interest in becoming a stone lawn ornament for this Medusa. All jokes aside, she's not gonna play fair. You have to keep your eyes low, weapons ready, and if she starts her evil queen monologue, someone just shut her up, okay? But here's what I'm thinking. I'll head back to Blinkenstone with Vort. Make sure he is settled, then swing by the catacombs. You do your big damn hero thing with a Medusa, and when you're back, whenever that is, we'll go check out those catacombs together. I'd bet up you a pouch of pretty coins that there's something down there that ties into all this ooze nonsense. At least something we can learn. So what do you say?
Sounds like a plan. I will meet you there. You check on Glabs, make sure that he is behaving by the entrance.
Will do.
Way back, should we tell him to tell Labs to step up? I mean, he doesn't. Those eyeballs are just decoration. He doesn't actually need them to see.
No, but he's making sure nobody gets into the city from the other side of the road walls.
All right. It's just I worry about him.
Yes, I get it. Also, in the city, it's hard to imagine they're safe, but he has gotten a long way.
That sounds like a fine idea to me. Jim Jar, if perhaps we're not real quick getting back, you could check on us?
I mean, I can ask for a scouting party to check on you guys, but I've seen you guys fight. I got all faith. All my bets are on you guys. So you guys got this. If the worst comes to worst and I don't hear back in say a day, I'll see if I can spare some soldiers to come and get you guys. At least bring your petrified bodies back if they're laid out around this place. And he sort of points toward the crystal stone garden that you guys find yourself in. And amid all this crystals and that illuminated place, you can see the outlines of gnomish figures and a drow frozen half in terror. The drow statue was wearing soldier armor and stuff. If she puts you here among her garden, he can maybe come back for you guys. Of course, he can't make any.
There's no need to consider. There's no need for any that kind of consideration.
Oh,
We'll play it by ear.
someone's feeling a little courageous now.
I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure, but it never hurt.
After all we've been through, I doubt that this is where we're full.
Famous last words.
And I mean, if this is the last time I ever see you guys, I want you to know it's been an honor witnessing your deeds. You've done so much for me and our friends. You brought me home. This has been a journey, and I thank you for it. And we'll raise a cup to your memory and give you a hero's funeral. I am serious about that. We're going to build a statue in your name if you perish here. So maybe just consider doing that. I'm just kidding. Please come back safe. We need you. Like, Blinks to need you.
If anything, tell the boys above that that we've had to make entry into this place, and they could use just a couple extra guards, you know, wherever he's leaving from.
Oh, I'm sure they're. He says that they're. He's sure that they're aware of the Medusa. After all, they're the ones who gave you this little quest, right? That's why they're avoiding this place.
Yeah, I'm saying the hole that we blasted through.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I'll get. He says he'll get guards on it. Like he's then just gonna let one ooze guard the entire weak point.
Yeah.
Of the city.
Right, that's cool.
He recommends that you guys return to the city using one of the main gates instead. Find a way back to the city through the main gates, because that's the usual entry point, rather than keep poking holes in the collapses in the fences of the city. But he doesn't stop you from doing whatever you guys want. You guys are the heroes in his eyes, so he thinks that you guys know best.
So
I insist, I think, that gnome was into something with the crystal in front of his face. We should have asked him. If you see him, Ginger, ask him. Ask.
Vort's still around.
Oh, Bort, what was your idea with these crystals?
He explained that obscuring the image of Medusa, in his theory, he didn't test this out to completion, might lessen the magical effect or whatever of her gaze. If you, it's sort of like distorting light, and making it lesser or broken. He's just applying his gnomish engineering into this. If you manage to bring the lens up to your eyes, he even thought about you working with the Artificers Guild to craft lenses, like glasses, goggles, so they may fight any similar creatures like basilisks and such around these caverns. That's why he was here originally for, in his crystal cave. But before he could harvest enough of these crystals, he was attacked. And with that, he just adds in a kind of nervous voice, you could have this if this will help you. I don't intend to stick along long enough to use it.
It's quite an idea. I'll tell you soon about the results.
Simple matter of just bringing it up to your eyes in time. Something that he failed to do, right? When you found him, it was like sort of half frozen with a motion of bringing it up to his face, but just didn't reach it in time. Maybe it will help.
Yes.
You already looked through the glass crystal like this before when you were discovering the Fane up north. And looking through it, everything just seems to be like almost like multichromatic, as white light splits into like green, blue, and red, you know, like sort of a triangle pattern. Everything's just becomes crystallized in your vision. It's neat. Kaleidoscopic in a way. So from here, looking around your environment, you see light coming from the building up ahead, up a set of staircases rising maybe 100 feet on an angle up. A grandiose, almost mansion-like building. To the south of yonder is another similar rise with what looks to be like a drow barracks of some sort that's been sort of by time dilapidated and ruined, and all throughout this building frozen drow statues of these males with weapons drawn, now petrified into stone, all wearing this drow like armor that looks almost like organic, almost like leaves and fronds wrapping around her body, and now just sort of petrified into solid rock and crystal. Where do you go?
You think if we kill this Medusa, that all of her victims will be untoned from stone, so that means there'll be drow right behind us.
Vort or Jimjar didn't say that.
Oh. Well, I'm saying, I don't know. I've never faced them, so I have no idea.
If that happens, yeah.
I
can
doubt
roll.
that would be the case. I think they're dead.
I've never faced such a thing before.
I'm pretty sure that they are petrified, and there's perhaps a way to bring back. It depends, I think, maybe on how long they've been gone. I'm not too sure, but I don't think they're going to pop back to life just because we take out the Medusa. I hope
You
not, at least.
You think a person who's been petrified for 100 years would be the exact same age if unpetrified?
Maybe
don't-
time stopped for them. I don't know.
Vort doesn't feel any different.
Also,
It seems like in one blink he was petrified, explains it, and then the next blink you guys, like a voice out of a dream, managed to contact him, barely, and then unpetrified him. And it's sort of like falling asleep, where time just winks by.
Yeah.
And he looks down at his hands. He's been petrified for, he doesn't even know how long, what year is it, but he doesn't feel any different. Doesn't feel any older or exhausted or anything.
if you feel uncertain, boss, you can always bash them.
I'm hoping we don't have to find out what it feels like ourselves. I don't... So what is our plan? We got a little peek. It looks like there's more than one of them. Do we want to try to draw one out? Or anybody have thoughts about that?
I hand you the crystal.
So we're gonna say that the party approaches them to the point where you guys can see them?
Yeah.
Okay, so as Isabel hands
As
the crystal...
we're
Yeah, what's up?
as we're quietly approaching, Eric will tentatively start to rub the dragon dust into his eyes. Is it like salt? Is this painful?
It's rather
Yes.
rubbing sand into your eyeballs. It's not
Oh,
salt, it's
God.
dragon skills. But the magic quickly takes effect. So as Isabel hands the crystal over to Gizmo, Ginger and Ford disappear into the darkness behind you, making their way toward Brimstone, and you rub the sand to your eyes. You blink away the pain, and you see a green shimmer begin to sort of manifest at the edge of your vision, at the peripherals of it, and it's like you're looking through jade at the world. And in that warped vision, you see ethereal shapes, almost like eels underwater, slithering to and through with these long whiskers to their faces and these glowing hollow eyes, and sort of floating midair, these ethereal creatures all throughout. And amid all that on the ground, walking about, gnome-sized and drow-sized warriors of the past, ghost ethereal, mouths agape and eyes sort of sunken in, floating above the ground, haunting the place, to and through, just sort of floating, going through the motions of their past lives. Some of them are seated in desolation, slowly sharpening their blades or inspecting their warhammers in this very miserable look to their eyes. Others are within the ruined dwellings, taking care of long withered plants, or sheltering tiny minute figures that seem to be like their children, or like a baby between cloth wraps. Just this haunting vision as you begin to see the dead throughout, hundreds upon hundreds of them. Certain drow soldiers lingering by their statued allies now, sort of, looking like a window into the past. As for what's ahead of you guys, what you guys are measuring with your rulers and shit, the adornments of the building before you will be more at home in a drow city. Past an iron gate, the chamber before you exudes this air of fading grandeur and twisting opulence. You see tattered spider-themed tapestries that hang limply from the walls, their intricate patterns now faded and torn. The once gleaming Zirkwood furniture is warped and brittle like the hollow remnants of a once thriving drow court. This abode reflects a richness and elegance befitting a drow monarch, but everywhere you'd look, decay and despair seem to have taken root. Amid the ruin, movement draws your eyes. Several figures move with eerie grace through the room, their pale, elegant forms unmistakably drow at first glance, but they turn towards you. The truth becomes clear. Their once beautiful features are distorted, their eyes burning with that unnatural light, the hair twisting and writhing, and massive serpents hissing and sort of baring their fangs at you. Dozens upon dozens of stone statues dot the chamber and the place beyond the gates. The petrified remains of those who dare to intrude here. Some of the snake-haired drow figures tend to these grim decorations, caressing statues with almost tender gestures, as if mourning their lost victims. Others stand silently in dark corners, their glowing eyes fixed upon you. At the far end of the chamber, seated on this grand throne carved with intricate spider motifs, is another Medusa that seems to command the others. Her violet and black silk robes, though frayed, drape her form with an attempt at regal dignity. Identical figures flank her throne like some sort of an unholy court, their movement almost synchronized in unsettling unison. And as you step closer, the figure on the throne rises, her serpent hissing as she gestures with a clawed hand towards you.
Who is it that dares defile my court?
Says the voice.
Anybody want to answer that phone call?
What do we do? Are we going to try for some diplomacy here? Are we going in swords out?
There's not going to be any diplomacy. If you wish to try, you may, but I would not advise it.
Ismo chooses violence.
I'll ask for the crystal black from Gizmo.
Here you go.
Hot potato.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to do the experiment of port and put the crystal in my eyes.
Okay. Their gaze, hers as well, continues to sweep the room, and you, maintaining it upon you, you've been looking at her this entire time, and as you put the crystal up to your eyes, her figure just seems to distort even further and split into 3 shapes, like a shattered kaleidoscopic image. And the glow in those eyes seems a little dimmer to you. Nonetheless, she continues to sweep the room, her many doppelgangers mirroring her movement in sort of a perfect, unnerving unison. Their serpentine hair hisses in harmony with this orchestra of venomous malice, and her voice echoes, layered by the voices of her copies, each tone dripping with that regal disdain and fractured sanity that you've come to know of the drow.
Before you stands Medusa, queen of stone, begone eternal in my gallery of despair.
She commands you to bow, as the gate before you opens, as if by her own volition.
I refuse your offer, and I give you another one. The people of Blinkstone wish to reclaim this part of their city. Kindly request for you to leave.
My city, my stone to conquer, my magic to possess, my gemstones.
Again, that same layered insanity in her voice. Despite her power, there's something very heartbreaking and tragic about her. There's an echo of the ambitious priestess who dreamed of ruling her own realm, now reduced to this pitiful, monstrous existence. And as you continue to sort of try and parlay with her, You get the sense of there's no reasoning with her, no words that can reach past that madness and curse that has consumed her entirely at that point. The Medusa begins to advance. All of them, in unison, their snakes lashing out, their fangs glistening with venom. They fix their deadly gaze on those who meet their eyes. And as they do so, through your crystal, you see a flash as almost a cone of magic targets you and rebounds off the gemstone, and she becomes hostile. As you guys step through the iron gate and take positions, and realize that you are encountered a hostile encounter, can I have everybody roll initiative, please?
Songbird in a mechanical voice say, "We go, we go."
I was ready for one, not 6 of them. Or 5. I don't know. I only see 5. Still. I was ready only for 1.
I see 3, man.
Wait, there are 5 of them? I've been looking down at the ground this whole time. How many of them are there?
There's a few.
Gizmo, take a look.
All right, then.
Avert your eyes! Avert your eyes! Look at their feet!
Your dexterity modifier, my friend, self, is what?
Let's see.
Not modifier score, I suppose, is what you compare, but yes.
2.
2? Is it 15 or 14?
14.
Okay.
I have the tiebreaker thing up there, if that helps.
Oh, that's what that means. Okay. Fair enough. Bear with me, I'm rolling initiative for all the creatures within the room.
Oh, that's a lot of creatures within the room.
Oh, alrighty then.
Time to get into this, my young lord. Take the front and I'll help as best as I can. Talking to Eric.
Eric nods in return, says, with so many of them, I suppose darkness is the strategy we'll go for. You blind one, blind all of them. 1 or 5 doesn't make a difference.
We'll put it to the test then.
Alright. The first of the looming Medusa figures slithers forth in your direction and manifests out of the sleeve of her long silken robe a wicked-looking, almost obsidian black dagger, the blade shimmering in the blue light of the braziers throughout, and she throws it past the open gate at Isabel. Bear with me. Followed by 2 others, just one blade after another, just 19, 16, 19 to hit against Isabel.
All bounce back from my shield.
Very nicely done. As they bounce against the magical shield, they shatter, made of stone and crystal. This brittle blade, sharp but brittle, shatters against your magical shield. Another one of the Medusas slithers forth and dashes at magnificent speed over yonder. You hear chittering coming from the northern chamber as the familiar spider-like creatures begin to manifest out of this webbed chamber and crawl down from their webs and skitter forward in a chaotic pattern to the center of your room like so. Rising from her throne, the Medusa steps forth and very graciously, taking her time, slithers forward. Her hands bearing to either side as she begins to chant some sort of a spell at the back of the room, caressing one hand against this like serpentine statue. and rising her other clawed hand forward as she begins to chant in ancient drow words, giving Self the initiative.
Oh. All right then, well, violence it is. I will... Looking at the situation... Is this darkness in the middle of the room? Is that Baz's, or is that...
no, I
is
haven't
that
cast
just...
anything.
What am I looking at here in the middle?
It's... Do you have dark
There-
vision?
like a pillar? What? Yeah, I have dark vision. Yeah.
Then
I can see like all the way back here, but it's like this is kind of fuzzy in the middle.
you don't have dark vision. Then I have to apply dark vision to your token.
No, it seems like there is a wall.
There's just a heavy shadow right here.
I hear you, but
Yeah.
you should be able to see into shadows.
Oh.
But anyways, it's the reach of these braziers over yonder that are casting light. Right?
Oh.
And beyond the reach is a pocket of darkness
Yeah,
that
you know
would
what?
be useful for...
I think that what it is. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
You might just be... Yeah, if you move just a little bit closer, it'll lighten up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
It's
move
60
forward
feet,
30
but
feet.
that's
Okay. Yeah.
It might be also
Move
because
forward
the
30
map
feet.
is huge and your dark vision is only 60
Yeah.
feet.
That's what it is. That's
Mhm.
what it is for sure. I move forward 30 feet. I close my eyes, and my action is going to be to take the mycelia staff and jam it into the ground. Bonus action, hex, dexterity on this one right here. Like, okay, well, to close my eyes and hope for the best. And that will be my turn.
Isabel?
I'm sorry. I step forward closer to Self, and as I'm moving, Buzz and Self, you feel a small electrical shock coming from Isabel. You are blessed, my boys. Bonus actions. Yeah, no bonus actions. We are full with the shield up. That's it.
Would you cast a bless on?
On Self and Bass and me.
Gotcha.
That's my turn.
The skittering and screeching up from the north grows louder as more of that spider swarm begins to crawl and dash toward the group. From amid the braziers, almost slithering in a serpentine pattern between braziers, another one of these creatures dashes forth to flank the group over yonder, taking sort of a half cover behind this stone pillar as it slithers. Bajarak, as you take on, you still have your werewolf form, correct?
Yes.
You hear a taunting voice of the Medusa, almost ethereal in the air, coming from all throughout the room, but focused upon you in your direction. Taunt you in return.
Power has its cost, does it not, beast? You felt it, haven't you? They fear you, just as they fear me. Embrace it. It is the only way to survive. You fight me, yet we are the same. Cursed, hated, but oh so much stronger.
What do you do in turn?
Actually, I was gonna see if the Lordling, Eric wants to go before me since we have a tie, and I
Go
was
for it.
kind of follow up after him.
Go for it.
Yeah, Eric,
Eric,
go ahead.
well-
I'm gonna go right after you. I'll be right behind you. Just pick one, and I'll follow up.
Eric will move to here, and then he'll say, "I'm sorry if this makes you uncomfortable, Dawnbringer," and he's gonna cast darkness on her handle, so that there's a 15-foot radius of magical darkness around me. And with his bonus action, he'll use Giant Smite. So he is large, but yeah. That's his movement, his action, his bonus action. And looking at this Medusa right in front of him with his true set, does it look like she can see, or is she like looking around like what's going on? Where?
She looks like she's blinded. The very various snakes speaking to do like a almost like 360 scan of the room. Some of them even biting against the spell.
That is my turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little blinded icon on her as well as the hex. And as Bajarak, you take your turn, I'll put a darkness on the map.
And with that, okay. So I'm gonna cast. Well, actually, I'm gonna use one key point, and I'm gonna cast darkness on this right here. Actually,
What is happening? Where's my grid off? Weird.
I don't know.
I think it's because Eric's large now, maybe?
Yeah, correct. So if he wears like this, then it will be like this. Correct. That makes sense. Thanks.
If you can copy paste that darkness, and I want the center point, if you're able to, right where my little thing is right there.
Yeah, so like overlapping with.
Yeah,
Yes,
'cause I
yeah.
believe it's a. Is it a 15 or 20? 15 foot. Okay, sorry, I was wrong. Yeah, just a slight overlap.
Yeah, man.
And can you just move it 5 feet to the left and then 5 feet up where it's at?
Like this?
Can you move it up just so it's halfway covering the Medusa right there?
Yeah, sure, man.
Perfect. And then, so that's my one key point. That's done. I'm going to... Jesus. Okay. I'm going to move right here, 40 feet. And I'm able to see within my own darkness, so I'm going to, and with the little bit that I can see from the other Medusa, this one, I'm just going to let 2 shots off with my pistol. Not the revolver blasting, but just a normal revolver. Is that right?
Is that a 9 to hit?
Oh, yeah.
So something very weird happens as you, if it is a 9 to hit, as you aim for, what are you aiming for?
It would just be like a torso shot.
Yeah, and you're a marksman, so like you don't miss point blank shots like from 10 feet away. As you aim for her torso, you see the bullet almost go through mist, through the form, and you realize it's an illusion you just shot through. There's no body beneath that part of the Medusa. And as the mist begins to reform, you see a little dribble of this like glowing yellow blood drip, as if you made not a center point of body shot, but almost grazed the edge, like a flesh wound. Your bullet grazed the edge of something's body. Something is beneath the illusion.
You said beneath.
Like puppeting it from within the inside, and you just graze its skin. And you hear an awful sound manifest from the illusion as the Medusa opens its maw. It's not the Medusa's voice, it's just awful bestial, like sort of like a noise, like not befitting her at all.
Kind of just being a little like taken off guard and shaken. He's just gonna like point his pistol and just try to find another one, possibly.
For sure. Now this creature is blinded. I think you have advantage, actually. So for your second shot, let's do advantage.
Yes. Just revolver.
Yeah, so
24.
21 strikes as you sort of shift your aim somewhere else, and you pierce through, and you hit for 11 piercing damage. The whole figure keels over, not dead, but deeply wounded as you pierce it for 11 piercing damage.
Okay. And that'll be my turn.
No problem. As we have then another one of them is from the back over yonder. Manifests a spell from both our hands that, when collided and clasped together, as the hands come together and spread apart, form the arc of a bow with a string between them. And one hand clasps the handle of the bow, another one manifests this wicked-looking, almost lightning bolt arrow that she sends forth across the chamber at a target you can see through, apparently, the darkness. So, Bajarak, you see this Medusa over yonder lock eyes with you from around the brazier and send forth a wrathful strike arrow in your direction for 27 to hit.
Oof, yeah.
As it clashes against your forehead and explodes out in this like almost lightning energy, a flash of white disorients you. You take 20 radiant damage and you're blinded until this creature's next turn. So I'll go ahead and put a blind token on you. A second wrathful arrow sails toward Eric for a 27th strike. I just made the same roll twice. That's wild.
Even with disadvantage.
She doesn't have a disadvantage. So.
Oh, okay.
9 radiant
Are you
damage
hiding the
against. I am. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I was just curious.
Let me. I rolled the same thing twice. Funny. I will not. I will just whisper toggle and vanish toggle. But yeah, anyways.
If you wanted to keep them hidden, I was just
9 radiant damage to Eric, and it's a blind condition on Eric as another flash explodes out in front of your face, disorienting you momentarily. With that being said, the second of the Medusa that shot those shots retreats back to cover behind the large brazier at the back of the room, giving turn to one of her fellow sisters. Which one is this one? I have to zoom out. There's a lot of them. The one that was flanking the throne slithers forth in a serpentine motion, dashing forward to form a sort of avant-garde, blade at the ready before her. This wicked serrated pair of like long daggers made of obsidians, giving Gizmo the initiative.
All right. Gizmo is going to tell Clank, now use the shield. Like I told you, hold it in front of you and rush right at her. And in your other hand, activate that light stone. And so that's his instruction to Clank, which is going to be his bonus action. And as his action, he's going to, assuming I can see this one, so I'm assuming it's.
Can you see
on
through
the
darkness?
edge of the darkness? Nope.
You can see her
Well,
because we're looking at this from a bird's eye view. I cannot. I
gotcha.
absolutely can't start putting walls around darkness if you guys wanted me to do that. But if your arrow goes through an entire square of darkness, I'm going to say that's obstructing your view.
Yep, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I will move up to here. That
being said, you still have your hearing. You can attempt strikes at disadvantage at even unseen targets. It's better than just skipping a turn entirely.
Yeah, it's 15. Let's see. I'll move.
As Gizmo runs forth, you can see this
45.
shimmering outline of self as he begins to be enveloped in these like fungal tendrils that spread throughout from his staff throughout the ground, sort of begin to feel around him.
Let me see if I get enough of a shot at this one now. Maybe? I'll take the shot, whether it's disadvantage.
She's a large creature. You'll be able to.
Whatever.
Yeah, you'll be able to see her. She's slightly obstructed, but they are large creatures. serpentine coiling bodies to make them like really rise up and be wide on the side, giving a big profile for you to target. So go ahead and shoot.
Okay, so that's what I will do. I will take the 2 shots, and if those are disadvantaged, they're probably going to miss. They're both misses, I'm guessing. 10 and 11.
10 and 11. Well, let me check. As you aim through, you hear your bolts impact against leather armor, which is not what this Medusa here is wearing, and you both sail through that same sort of misty illusion as they hit her torso and impact against something leathery beneath, causing not much damage. But yeah. What did you instruct Clank to do? Rush in with the Lightstone?
So Clank has the little stone that I imbued with light, so that it casts bright light in a 5-foot radius and
5 foot
for an additional 5.
Okay, done.
And he's got the shield, the reflective shield in his hand that he's holding before him.
Nice.
And he is going to use his dash action, which gives him 80 feet of movement.
Insane. Roly poly.
So he's going to rush in here, right up in the face of this one, with the shield in front of him, and that's his action, his turn.
As Clank rolls forward, rushing forward, one of the Medusas takes a legendary action to target Clank with a shield. Almost trying to like knock it out of his grasp with another one of those wrathful blasts. Against Clank.
He gets no armor. He gets no armor class advantage for the shield.
That's fine. You still have your built-in 15 armor class, which would actually get deflected by whatever you want to flavor it, be it the shield or Clank's dexterity or his armor. It misses Clank.
And can I tell from where I am who shot at him?
From where you're standing, unfortunately, no. But Clank, I mean, I'll give you Clank information. You can arc it if you wish. The holy beam of light came like a rocket shooting from this.
That direction.
From that direction, from this Hydra sort of hiding behind the razor. The top of the round, the Medusa, right in front of Clank, looks down at him, and with that same awful bestial screeching noise, lashes out at Clank with those lacerating obsidian daggers. 3 strikes against Clank, one of them missing entirely with a natural 1, but the other 2 hitting with a 22 against Clank, for a total of 8 piercing damage against Clank, as they begin to lacerate at his inner machinations, as the 2 lock steel and blade of the under. The demon feed spiderling, currently blinded in darkness, is gonna go ahead and follow through in the last spot it sought the party and make a disadvantageous attack against Azurak. I'm gonna say it's at a disadvantage because both creatures being blinded and having no more rules is kind of silly. I want to have penalties on this monster. There we go. As Bajarak, your keen hearing begins to pick up something skittering beside you, so with your hearing, you'll be able to tell if something is attacking you from this direction, dodging just in time, but not knowing exactly where it's at as it's skittering in the darkness that you hold until you are unblinded. With that being said, we have next of the Medusas in the back of the room continue her slither forth and unleash out. I need to see the range here. Against Gizmo, you are 55 feet away. That's just close enough. Manifesting 3 of those daggers in one hand and sort of unleashing them forth across the room at you. The range of daggers is 20-60, right? 20 and 60 with his disadvantage for throw. I'll say yes.
So,
Sounds right.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
'cause dart's 20-60.
yeah. So 3 of these obsidian daggers just sort of find their purchase in the wall, right above your head, Gizmo, giving Stealth the turn.
Okay. Did Eric see any illusion with True Sight or no?
I was gonna ask on my turn.
That's a very good
What I
point.
saw before I got blinded.
That's a very good point. So, Eric, before you got blinded, as you were inspecting the room, while this Medusa in the back of the room here seemed to be the one talking to you guys, manifesting.
wait.
Yes.
To clarify, my true sight has a range of 30 feet. So for this Medusa that seemingly has an illusion, I would have seen what it actually
Cool.
was. Anything beyond 30 feet, the
Thank you for
illusion, I
clarifying.
can still see the illusion.
So, looking at that creature, what you see beneath the shroud of illusion that seems almost semi-transparent to you, you're still aware that it's there, but it's a semi-transparent shimmer. Beneath it all, you see this creature.
Okay.
If you want, you can make me an Arcana check real quick and to get a quick read on it, but we can also do that on your turn if you want.
I'll roll it real quick. Probably won't be so great.
So for the sake of this reveal, I'll go ahead and just put its face.
12.
12? You have no idea what you're looking at. But you see that it's there. I'll go ahead and put her in the back of this. There you go.
Okay.
So, Self, you were saying?
No, I think that kind of answers the question, because I was wondering if it's just a complete illusion, if my hex would have been on it. But no, I'm gonna, closing my eyes and holding onto the mycelium staff, I'm gonna turn to that shape that I would see with Tremor Sense, and I'm gonna hit it with 2 Eldritch Blasts. So 26 and 25.
Damage?
First one is 15 and 17.
As one of your blasts hits center mass, it sends the creature out of the illusion, being no longer alive. The illusion doesn't have anything arcane to cling to, a living thing, so it drops all together. You can shift your hex as this creature goes flying out and just collapsing against the back wall here.
Okay, this one to the south over here, is it behind a pillar from my perspective, or could I get...
It has half cover behind a pillar, but you have vision on it because the size is large.
Okay, in that case, what I'm gonna do is... Yeah, this one that's impeding Clank, I'm gonna shift the hex over there, and then I'll send the second bolt its way. And I'm gonna knock it back so that it's not elbow to elbow with Clank.
You're breezing your second bolt? Sure. That was a 25 hit for a total of 17 damage. Sending the Medusa back 10 feet. End of turn?
I'm gonna yell out to Gizmo to come over. I'm gonna maybe stick my hand out and wave and tell him to grab onto the staff. It's rooted, probably right in front of me right here. No, I don't know. Does he need 2 hands? He might need 2 hands. I'm not. Anyhow, end of turn. I'll let him make his decision.
Isabel, you're muted.
Okay. I'll dash forward and get behind cover, and I peek out, and I see this Medusa just being pushed out, and as she's off balance, I take my shot. Not 20, so...
Hell yeah.
Which one?
The one that was already injured. This one?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I hit that one.
With a natural 20, you can describe a kill. As,
Okay. I see like most of them have like they have saying that are illusions. So I go for the chest, like the center of the body, to try to get whatever it is. And as I hit, I start scorching. I hear the scream of the creature running around with knives.
You just randomly made it a Morlock.
Yeah, just choke on Goku.
And that's it for me. And Songbird is just passing by like, oh, I'm taking pictures. No bonus actions.
Gonna send a postcard later to my family. Alright. Demon Feet Spiderlings continue to advance into the fray, avoiding the darkness, but skittering toward the shiny shield holding Clank over here. One of the Spiderlings strikes against Clank for a bite attack. It's going to be a 20, not disadvantage. I don't know. I just get my disadvantage from last time. 20 against Clank for 9 piercing damage. And is Clank immune to poison? If he is, it doesn't suffer poison damage. Otherwise, it's a Constitution saving throw from Clank.
Yeah, he is immune to poison. Sorry,
Very nice.
not you.
Following that, the Medusa over yonder slithers around the pillar here and manifesting out these obsidian daggers, throws them in an arc that will hit 2 at Gizmo and 1 Isabel. So Gizmo, at you, that's going to be a 6 and 14. At Isabel, another dagger flies forth for a natural 1.
Those both miss Gizmo.
Amazing. As you utilize your magic and dexterity to avoid those attacks, we have Eric taking his turn. You are still blinded until the beginning of the creature's turn, the one who blinded you.
Eric is gonna cautiously walk forward as he heard the creature in front of him
Die.
get struck, yeah, and then it stopped screaming, and he's sort of, I'm picturing him like cautiously walking towards the source of where most of the noise is coming, so like where most of the combat is occurring, while it's kind of just like swinging Dawnbringer in front of him like a walking stick to avoid colliding into anything. But he'll get to here and he'll take the dodge action.
Sounds excellent. Bajrak.
Where I'm at, he's, after he just got blinded and everything, he's just like wincing and he's just trying to see. He can barely make out shapes, this darkness that's in front of him, and everything. But seeing just a little bit of the tiniest movement of the spider, he's just going to try to just go in defense mode by being aggressive, if that makes sense.
Aggression, the best defense. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just gonna he's just gonna go for it. He's just gonna let loose on the little spider right here.
Sounds excellent.
Because he's just preoccupied. He is gonna do 2 attacks with the claws here. These will be at disadvantage because I'm blinded.
But you have a bonus because you're blessed.
Yes. Where the hell? Okay, right here. For a 16 and a 13.
Both hit.
Nice.
Bofa?
Bofa? For 17 slashing damage.
It's a perfect lethal. You can describe the kill if you so wish.
Oh, perfect. Just going primal and just trying to just get whatever it is away from him. He's just kind of just wildly attacking, but he's just able to connect, and he goes for the double attack with both of his claws, and he just pierces it into the body and then just throws it aside.
Excellent.
Or just lumps it aside. Fuck, from that. Yeah, I won't be able to see anything. I want to back up my boy, so I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 10. We'll just stay right here on the edge of his, but in mine still. Just still able to make out shadows, and that's gonna be my turn.
No problem. That power from Medusa at the back of this entire combat manifests another arrow out of her arcane quiver, and slithering forth 2 shots. One at Self, through the darkness, mind you. Again, you can see her looking straight at you through the darkness. Those of you who can see through that darkness. 17 to strike against Self, I believe, meets your armor class. It's going to be a total of 17 radiant damage against Self and the blind condition, as another arrow goes sailing past at Clank for 26 to hit, blinding Clank and applying a total of 13 radiant damage. It's going to end its turn standing there on that central dais.
13 radiant. He's at still standing, but you said he's blinded.
He is, yes. It damages his optic sensors. As Gizmo is about to take his turn, we have one more of the Medusas at the very front. Continues that sort of avant-garde movement. Move toward Flank and begins surrounding him. Clank, as always, taking a tanking role. It's going to be subjected to 3 dagger attacks from this Medusa as they lacerate for a 20 to hit, hitting for 4 piercing damage. I'm going to say the 11-10 word first attack, and then the third attack at advantage because you're blinded.
The first one's going to put him down, so
Oh, okay.
you can.
Funnily
decide what
enough,
to do with the others.
funnily enough, even if I would try to destroy him further, I missed with the other 2 attacks with advantage. As Clank fulfills his role, and the shield just caves in upon him, and he drops to the ground inactive. He has managed to catch the attention of these Medusa for 2 whole rounds, which is something, giving Gizmo his initiative. You would note, Gizmo, that while you were waiting for it, you did not see the Medusas use their petrifying ability once yet.
Right.
Mm.
And I know I've got one that's very close to me right now, and I'm going to go, but I'm going to turn about at the one closest to me, and I'm going to fire 2 shots into it with my crossbow.
Ivan is asking, did you give Clank the temporary hit points? Would have that saved him from going down?
Did not.
Okay.
Sorry, I did not. What was the total that
13.
you took for damage then?
Total for damage was just 1 strike for 4 piercing damage.
4?
Yeah, 4 piercing damage.
Sorry. Then yeah, he would have been up. I did not give him the 13. Sorry. So
Yeah.
that so let's see, that would put him at 11.
Ivan, feel free to speak up. If you
Thank
type in
you.
chat, I don't see it.
No, it's more for the guys than for you, to be honest.
Okay.
I take their silence as we did.
Thank you. I completely missed the temp hit points for him. Sorry, that was me.
So Gizmo, panicking at the encroaching Medusa as the snake's eyes begin to glow with that radiant magic.
Yes, I am going to fire twice at the closest one to me.
Yep. Hitting with both bolts as you find your mark, aiming a little bit lower than Medusa's head and chest toward the center of her navel area. You actually manage to hit the creature straight in the head for lethal damage, sending the illusion puffing out of existence, and in its stead, where it stood with 2 bolts in its both eye sockets, is another one of those awful looking spider-like creatures, now dead.
So with my bonus action, then I'm going to tell Clank, repair, and charge the next Medusa. So Clank will use his repair option, and see, he regains. Why did it not roll? So I have to do this, I guess, quick.
Alright, as Clank begins to repair himself, that one more of those demon feet spiderlings approach from the spider den to the north out of the webs and scattering forth, trailing sort of webbing and flaming traces behind it, and just charging moth first into Self. using up his action to dash, not attacking just yet, but preparing to. Alrighty then. Clank is just doing a marvelous job as being tank and diverting the attention of these Medusas from the rest of the group as they begin to sort of descend upon him, daggers forth, and let's see. It's going to be 3 attacks at Clank. He's still blinded, I believe, right?
Yes, unless yeah, that's what goes to the end of the next turn.
Then the beginning of the creature's turn. So that's going to be 22 and 23, missing with a third, for a total of 10 piercing damage against Clank. Did that overdo his repair, or is he still standing strong?
He is at...
He's a champ.
16.
Champ. Alrighty then, giving Self an Isabel turn.
Well, damn.
Blinded, but still using your staff, so you're good there with Tremor Sense.
Yeah, I was just kind of. Would I have been able to put the staff in front of me instead of in back of me? I don't know, like how the position.
It's in your
works, or is it,
space.
like on my.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's in my space.
If you're holding it and touching it, it's probably within the same 5 feet that you are, right?
Right. Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
in this space. Okay. What I will do is. Yeah, I'm in a tough spot right here. I will. Yeah, I'll take 2. I'll move the hex onto this one right here. Let's say. No, let's do this one right here, the one in back, and no, the one in front. I'm not going to knock him back, and I'll take 2 shots on the one in front. So that will be a 15. 19, since I'm blessed.
Yes.
A
Strikes.
and
for
then
how
a
much
natural
damage?
20. The first one is for oh man, just for 8 damage on the first one.
No problem. Sending back the illusory Medusa, colliding with
Not
one
gonna
of the
knock it back.
braziers. Yeah. No,
Not
it's
going to
okay.
knock it back.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the second one is going to be. There's ones on the hex. 6, 18, 25 on the second one.
A lethal hit. You feel the presence grow smaller. Well, I mean, I don't know if you can even sense illusions with blind sight, but it stirs no more.
I
Dead.
probably would see it like I would see it hit the floor, kind of, if that's the case.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna like kind of like be looking around with my eyes closed. Am I still in darkness? It's very important that I'm in darkness.
No.
Fuck.
Keep your eyes closed for a minute.
Yeah, turn.
Isabel.
Okay, I'll advance forward, and as I'm passing by, Self, you get some temp HP, 1d8. Plus 5. You got 6 temp HP. I think you
Wow.
are injured. And I take a knee and aim at the Medusa next to Clank. 26 to hit, 16 fire damage as I aim
16.
to the center of the body.
With what? Your pistol firebolt? The flames engulf something within the very core of it, and you see singed hair just explode from the hind end behind the illusion as you set something within a flame. The Medusa begins to like flail around, and through the illusion, you begin to see like extra arms begin to like form that don't belong there through the chest, through that. As it begins to panic. It's still alive, but it's on death's door essentially. Anything else to follow up?
Or I mute myself. That's my turn.
Why? It's still your turn. Why do you mute yourself?
Yeah, exactly. I mute myself. But yeah, it's my turn. Yeah, that's it.
No problem. As you step back, you see the Medusa at the back of the court manifest another one of those arrows, and using a legendary action, she targets you with one of those wicked projectiles, sending it forth towards you with a Natural 20. Them's the dice.
Oh, you about to hurt.
That's about to hurt a lot.
Oh no.
33
You're
damage,
double-blinded.
radiant.
Yeah, double blinded. You know, like I see the arrow coming and I try to cast shield on it. It's just too slow. I know. I cast it. It break the fucking shield.
Alright. Sounds excellent then. So that's damage dealt. Legendary action done. Turn order. Who's next? My Demon Feet Spider and then Eric. Demon Feet Spider is the one right beside Clank. We're just fighting for his dear life over there. It's gonna be a bite attack against Clank for 15 piercing armor for 2 piercing damage, and then give it Eric's turn.
Still up.
Eric being able to see, can clearly see the illusion of whatever this creature is, badly injured within the Medusa. It's gonna make his way to here and finish it off. There's no way I rolled 2 nat ones, right?
Way.
Yeah, it's dead. And then he'll attack the
I've decided. Yeah, it's dead.
I make the rules now.
I've decided.
Eric has power word kill.
Power roll,
And then-
die.
Attacking the fiend spider next to Clank as well.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, can those things see in magical darkness?
No, they're blinded. It's just that this one is not in. Oh, it is within your darkness, so it is blinded now, yeah.
Yeah. Dealings. That's supposed to be 19 damage.
And that would be a lethal hidden one as you crush the little spiderling beneath your blade.
And Eric calls back to Bazarak. There was only one Medusa after all.
I don't feel any better about it. I'm fucked up.
And that's the end of his turn.
Excellent
He moves
turn.
Another 10 feet.
Bazarak.
It doesn't seem like our darkness are doing much. I can't see through yours, only mine. I'll give this. I'll put my true darkness with self. And at the start of my turn, I'm going to move my darkness bubble over self. Good. And I'm going to fucking go for it. Okay, 35.
Who casts bless? Do you rule concentration save when
Isabel.
to hold it?
Just it,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I rolled 19.
Sounds good.
Ooh, godly rolls.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what? Fuck it.
And since Nick, you asked
gonna-
about it as you target the Hydra Duskrin, the Medusa on the dais, you can see that she begins to demanifest that bow, and it forms like this glowing, glinting blade with a wicked, serrated edge of obsidian. Seems to be magically enchanted to lop off heads.
Oh, hell no.
Godspeed.
We are. Yep. I am going to use 35.
It's
I'm
fine, I
gonna
already
use
used
my
my natural
bonus
20. For this fight.
And actually, you know what? I need to say, is any of this bright light? Or excuse me, are we in dim light? I need to ask.
The brazier is casting off to like almost a 20-foot radius of bright light around it. You're standing within bright light right now. Otherwise, like shadow alcoves can be found wherever, like, you know, like here, for example, or like here, where like the steps sort of cast shadows throughout. The crystals are casting off dim light, but I don't think dim light hinders you. You just can't teleport right beside the brazier.
Yeah, because I wanted to teleport. It's just hard to say, like, what's dim, what's bright.
Just measure
what's-
20 feet away from any brazier. That's how much bright light it's casting. Right?
Where the fuck is mine?
Can use a circle tool if you want. So like this will be like a
Get
20
away
foot,
from Clank.
20 foot like circle will be like this big.
Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. then I'm gonna teleport right here. Use the remaining 5 feet to get close to her. Yeah, actually, I took the. And then first attack will be at advantage. I'm gonna go with a Twilight Razor attack for an 18.
18 strikes through her natural armor.
Okay, and then I'm going to key infuse that for a stunning strike, hopefully. DC 15.
Legendary resistance.
You fucking bitch.
I can rule it, but I'm just letting you know that she has it.
No, I know.
Let's
She
see.
does
She
take 4 slashing.
as you absorbed one of her legendary resistances.
Okay. And then I have one more attack made normal.
You said 4
I'm gonna
slashing
go-
damage? 4.
Yeah, 4 slashing. I'm gonna do one more. 8 for a 10. That is not gonna hit. And that's gonna be my turn.
Sounds excellent. Ta-ta. At the end of your turn, she's going to take her last legendary action for this round to move without provoking attacks of opportunity to sort of slither away from you. Where's safe? Where's safe? Where's safe?
Nowhere safe, babe. I'm coming for you.
You have a point. Nowhere is safe. Forget that. I'll just attack. So she'll attempt to constrict you in her serpentine grasp for 16 to strike, beginning with that.
Fails.
Her snake hair lashes forth. Purple and black scales blur for 17 at you.
Fail.
Fail. And that awful looking final blade descends down upon you for 12. Your monk skills take over as you are spared. End of her turn, giving Gizmo as she begins to sort of begin to slither away from Bajarak. Gizmo takes his turn first.
Gizmo is going to tell Clang to repair and charge the last one. And then he is going to move. Let's see. Can I go? Gotta figure out where I can get to. I can only go 30 feet. Alright, I'm gonna go to here and hope that this measurement tool is gonna give me a line of sight. Nope. Okay, so that's my movement. I guess I'm going to have to spend my action on a dash to go another 30 feet to... Sorry, I had to... here. And Flank will then do his repair. That's 2d8 plus 3. So that'll be 12. He'll gain 12 and be at 26 hit points. And he will move his 40 feet to here, holding up the shield and the light source. He's no longer blinded because that was done at the end of her turn. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Hissing in rage at the fact that she missed with that blade strike as it sparks against the stone of a dais beneath your feet. Hissing and susurrating, she slithers up to her speed without provoking attack opportunity in Gizmo's direction, taking a sort of a sheltering position behind his brazier of a yonder, slipping right beneath between your claws there, and giving Gizmo a menacing look as her eyes begin to glow with that same malice, that same petrifying gaze. We then have the next turn. Turn order. So many windows. Demon Feet Spider is, I believe, vanquished. No, that's the one that's blindly attacking Self from the north. Protected by Bajorak's darkness, this spider is blinded, attacking at disadvantage against Self for biting strike of 10, missing altogether. At the top of the round, a lair action takes fourth as he just throne room, like infused with that lingering magic of her ritual of Ogremok's Bane. The ground erupts in a jagged crystal formation of spikes and a 20-foot radius circle within a spot for choosing. So choosing where both Clank and Bajorak are standing, these crystalline spikes pierce the earth and stone beneath your feet. Can I get both of you? There's no save against this. The ground becomes difficult terrain in an area I'm going to draw shortly, and as you move through this zone, it will begin to sort of pierce your feet and such. Using your teleportation might be wise here, Bajorak. Nonetheless, can you draw me a 20-foot circle that's like dead straight between you and Clank, please, and I'll trace the circle's edges there. Do you mind?
Let me see. Where the fuck is my tool?
Or I can just do this. That also works.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's do that. Giving Self the turn.
Just like back here in the back line, wanting the stupid spider. I'm going to take 2 blasts at it. With advantage, I think. So I'm not blinded or anything. So, 18 and 18.
Damage.
No hex. I didn't move it. So, 10, and knocking it back another 6. So 16 damage.
16 damage is a perfect lethal as you vanquish the creature. It curls into a death curl onto its back and is no more.
Oh, thank God. And then I'm going to move the hex, I think is the only thing I can see in 60 feet. I'm going to move it onto the actual Medusa, I'm guessing? Question mark? And then that'll be my turn.
Alrighty then. As a
What stat were you doing?
I'm moving the hex. I'm hexing the Medusa for strength, I guess. So.
For strength? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, Eric, you can confirm that she is not an illusion with your true sight.
Indeed.
Ivan?
Okay. You see another shield appear in Isabel and try to hold like the blood coming out of the injury. So 10 HP for me. I'm blinded, so yeah, I'm gonna say, does the hair make noise, snaky noises?
Yes.
Okay, I shoot in that direction, blinded, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Gizmo. I'm just hoping that I don't shoot at him. 24 to hit.
I'm going to call out to you and say, come to the sound of my voice.
And that's 12 fire damage if it hits.
Mm-hmm.
Moving slowly, I try to get behind the wall to get some cover. That's my turn.
Eric?
Eric approaches the Medusa, getting right up in front of her, and taking a moment to look at her. It doesn't look like she's bothered by the darkness.
No.
Oh no. Okay. Eric
I told you,
will-
son.
Eric will drop concentration on a darkness spell then, and yell out, "She can see in the darkness." Doesn't help. and attack with his greatsword. Ooh, does a 15 hit?
15 does not strike through her natural dexterity. As practiced as you are with a sword, she is also a capable fighter herself. 14 also does not hit as she slithers sidewinds like a snake. But you've caught her attention, diverting her away from Gizmo.
That is his turn.
No problem. Bajarak.
As, frustratedly, yeah. As just frustratedly, he sees that he can't blind her, and his strikes don't hit. As she slithers and weaves out of them like a snake.
You just
Okay.
hear her voice taunt back at your glimmering blade.
I can't hear anything. Did I?
Okay.
I was about to ask if anybody else did not hear that.
Yep. I think we completely lost the audio from Tom.
We can still hear your stream though.
Yeah, I guess I can still hear the stream. It's very faint.
You barely hear the music? You know you can
Yeah.
adjust that?
I think I turned it down on purpose once.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Shame, it was epic.
Oh. Do it again.
Repeat for the masses, please.
I have achieved too much, come so far. The magic that I possess, the spell gems I've collected, have shown me greater things than you've ever witnessed. This mere blade, mysteries in origin, is but a speck of what I've seen in my years here. Come, join the rest of them in my garden of the eternal stone.
She continues to taunt you in this way, but seems to recognize the artifact in your hand. Speaking of Netherese magic, she has faced this before.
Ooh, does she want
Do you want a sword?
Dawnbringer? Is she hesitant? Does she want Dawnbringer? Is she hesitant to try and petrify Eric and petrify the sword?
Doesn't seem hesitant. She simply recognizes your blade as her own. Flashing her own blade, you can see similar runes upon its handle and hilt, and the steel of the blade itself working their way up the curve. Same Netherese lettering. A sister blade of sorts.
Let's see.
Beginning of my turn, I'm going to shadow step out here. And I'm gonna move. Where's my tools? Okay. I'm gonna skirt. God dang.
Skirt.
Yeah.
So are you moving through the spikes?
No, I teleported out.
Gotcha, no problem. Just checking that.
Yep. I'm gonna move 20 feet up here. And for my action, I'm going to grapple her.
Can you grapple large creatures?
Yep.
Okay.
All rules? Yes. New rules? I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm actually
We're gonna say
trying
yes.
to figure out the new rules. I can't remember. I
It's
don't
alright.
remember from off the top of my head.
So what is it, a contest of the athletics or from my end?
athletics or aerobics, acrobatics.
Aerobics.
New rules? Yeah. Athletics or acrobatics?
9 versus your
My strength,
nice.
10.
The natural 1 for 7 though.
Well, actually, if it's a natural 1, is an auto fail? Or...
No, that's for attacks only.
Okay. Then I grapple her.
But
And she...
Blaze doesn't work on checks.
Yeah,
On
you
saving
rolled-
throws.
You rolled
Oh,
a
I still
save
have that
rather
check.
than a check.
Oh, you know what? I did. I am so sorry.
So even though I rolled low, natural 1 for she just
Athletics.
It's not secure grapple, but a good attempt.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll burn inspiration. I want to hold her down.
Sure.
I'll do an athletics again.
Another
this is
natural
just
one.
normal.
He,
17.
If we're using,
Nice.
he
I
does.
was gonna say, if we're using the old grapple rules, it only replaces one
Wait.
of your attacks if you have extra attacks.
She does. If it's a strength check, she has disadvantage on it from the hex.
Cool.
I
Yeah,
don't know
she
if
can
that's
use
gonna help.
Grapple
she
goes
can use
through?
dexterity. Man, I'm trying to think. Is that my entire action, or do I get to still?
That's one of your attack action. One of
Okay.
your attacks. If you have multiple attacks, you can take others.
And then I will gain advantage, and I will do one Twilight Razor for 25 total, for 8 slashing.
Wonderfully done. Held her in place. Anything else on your turn?
Nope, that's my whole turn.
Sounds excellent. At the beginning of her turn, she turns her awful petrifying gaze onto Bajarak as she unleashes a petrifying magic in a cone. Actually, this is a cone, so it's going to target both you and Eric. Each of you, please make me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. You, as part of your reaction, if you have it left, can shut your eyes to avoid the saving throw, but you're essentially rendering yourself blinded until the end of your next turn. So you have a choice here.
I'll make the roll.
Sounds good.
I pass because I have the crown.
Amazing.
I'm not scared.
I'm not scared.
Good.
No, this is a 30-foot cone. Is that going to reach Clank?
Unfortunately it will, yes. I didn't even notice the clink was there because I put spikes behind him, sorry.
Yep, that's right. And that's, you said a con save, right?
Correct. DC 15 Constitution saving throws, or if it doesn't have a blind condition, or versus eyes.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out if he has anything. Skill, saving throws, dex, and con. +5 to con save. So
Nice.
versus con save. 17.
Excellent.
There you go. Good job.
So it's going to be her bonus action as an action then on her turn. She'll take her multi-attack. Attempting to... you grapple her, she'll constrict you back in her graceful presence for 12 to strike.
No.
No. 19 to attack you with her poisonous venomous snake hair for 7 piercing damage and 10 poison. Handle that as you will as the Waker. And then turning to Eric, clashing blade to blade, attempting to parry yours away and then expose your neck, she strikes with her final blade for 2 plus whatever for 10. See, Nick, there's nothing to worry about. I already used my natural 20 for this fight.
I guess.
Eric is a lot stronger than she anticipated. Tries to
That's right. Keep
blow
tempting
his
fate.
sword away, but
Ooh,
tried to
fuck,
knock
I am-
his sword away, and it did not even budge.
Excellent.
It was like she hit a steel wall, and her own sword bounced back.
Very nicely done. Gizmo, you get your turn.
Can you delete Eric's
Token.
darkness bubble? Yeah.
I did.
Oh, I still have it on mine.
Can you restart your roll 20 maybe? Or
Yeah, I'll restart
You know what? I'll restart mine as well, just in case we have a missync.
I see it too.
My screen, it's gone.
Yeah,
Well,
we might have. I'm just
I'll
gonna restart.
reload.
Yeah.
Just in case if anyone was getting screwed up or didn't want to do anything.
Did you say you dropped it?
Alright, I'm good now, I think.
Assuming it's not there,
Yeah.
I'm going to wait to reload mine until after my turn in case I screw anything up. I'm going to step forward and I'm going to take 2 shots at her.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, this will be more effective than.
Read out your rules to me, please, because my chat is having a little stroke while I restart.
A 12 and a. Well, wait, she's grappled. Is that an advantage?
She's grappled, meaning her speed is 0. Unless the new
Okay,
rules
so it's
change
not
anything,
advantage.
which I am.
No, I think you're right. I think she's just it's just normal then. So those are both going to be misses, a 12 and a 13.
Unfortunate.
And
Mm,
for Clank is. I'm going to tell him, Clank, stay put. Do your mending. So he's going to do his last of the day repair for an additional 14 points.
Clank is the barbarian of the party, just soaking up hits. At the end of Gizmo's turn, she's going to take a legendary action to final slash at Eric. Cleaving away for a advantageous Wrathful Strike of 24 at Eric.
That hits.
That's a Wrathful Strike, I'm sorry. Let me see if they have the same modifier. Final Blade, both have +8, so it still hits. I'm just gonna roll damage for Radiant Blade. For a total of 5 slashing plus 15 force damage as it lacerates your shoulder. Alrighty then. Top of initiative, layer action is gonna be handled along with Self's turn.
Holy shit, that thing can decapitate.
Yeah, that's horrible.
An area of spikes manifests over yonder. Same, difficult terrain, and walking through it damages you. As we have Self-Second's turn.
Okay, so as I'm feeling out with the cilia from this thing, I can see her she just stepped into my range over there, so I'm gonna send my blast her way. That is going to be, there's one.
Wonderful.
There's two. I don't have advantage, right? Because he can see through darkness, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Whatever Infernal
12.
gives the suit. Lower that, yeah.
Oh, Bless is still up, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, 15. I'm action surge or what's it called?
I'm a fighter now.
Yeah, I'm warlock action surging for 4 blasts against her.
Cool.
So that is going to be that plus that 15 hits, correct?
15 does not hit.
It does not hit. Okay, the last one, never mind that last one. So it's going to be 7, 21, 31, 35, 44, 61 points of damage.
Sure is. Do you want to describe how cool that looks?
Alright, so what I'm going to do is, feeling down into the earth with the cilia from the mycelian staff, 4 of them kind of pop out around her, these mushroomy tentacles, and I'm going to channel my Eldritch Blast through them down onto her, kind of like one at a time, smacking her around. Is that it?
She, as the smoke dissipates, so to speak, as the arcane blast dissipate away, she turns around to look at you behind her shoulder, and you can see a little bit of blood trickle down the side of her lip. You've actually managed to bloody my little boss in one hit, like a freaking paladin smiting. She's still up, but she is wounded. That was more than half or half, like in one hit.
You shouldn't say the P word. I get triggered.
Yeah.
So our caster's maintaining their
turn.
safe distance. We have visible. Take your turn amid the spike growth growing beneath your feet.
Yeah.
Do I take damage from that, or is that just if I move?
It's only if you start moving, sort of thing. It's like spike growth.
All right. Gotcha.
Question: does she have leather armor or metal armor?
Magical. A magical robe she's wearing. Yeah, it's almost like mage armor.
Okay.
If you move, you're gonna take damage there. Just so you know.
Yeah, I'll take it.
4 piercing damage.
Okay. Let me do the con.
Drops concentration from spike growth. Ooh,
I
nice.
still have it. Okay. More 15, so I still have a few. I'm not gonna reach. 20. So close, guys. So close. I cannot do this. Okay, I just move out of the corner and shoot at her. And I wish luck to Eric. And pass.
You're not even gonna make a roll for it. You're just like, oh, okay.
I mean, it's just like I was going for hit metal, but I don't have the range for it.
Cool. Giving Eric the turn.
Yeah.
Eric,
Oh, sorry. Does an
Feel
18 hit?
Yeah, an 18 hits.
Okay, 20 fire damage.
Cool. Eric?
Eric, feeling wounded by her sudden surprise attack with her blade, he pushes forward with his own Netherese weapon, striking at her.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay,
That's cool.
that's more like it.
Yeah, so as you glide across the obsidian blade of it, you can see chunks of it begin to sort of burn away, actually, and like chip away as you approach her hand and swing for how much damage?
14.
You take off a hand.
Ooh. With his second attack, he deals. Ooh, that's 18 damage.
So cinematically, you just glide down the blade, and you cinematically just take her hand off, and with her defenses down, you go for a back swing across her neck, and the last word you hear out of her is just like this, like slithering, "Wait!" But too late. The blade already makes contact, and that's a lethal hit. As the obsidian wicked final blade crashes onto the stone ground, it shatters into hundreds of pieces, and the Medusa's body falls onto the ground, limp, destroyed. You've done it. Well done. That
She's
is the end of that.
decapitated from that blow to the neck.
Sure, if you'd like to do that.
Yeah, I absolutely would like to do that. She decapitated her head,
All right, Perseus.
like rolls a little bit to here.
Is that all you got?
Eric will
weekly calls out. Is that all you got?
Bazarek over there, like barely alive.
Yeah, like the head just slumps off, and I'm just like panting and like just breathing. I was just gonna try and give it all my all for one more.
Oof.
Eric smiles down at Bazarek and says, "Well, look at that. We took the gaze just right to face first."
What about the gaze?
Yeah, I thought you said something about we got the gaze.
That's where you cut
and I was
off.
Like,
Like you just
yeah.
that's what you get for the gaze, and it's like pure silence. So what about him?
I was like, hey, that's cool, man. You do you.
Hey.
No. We took the petrifying gaze face first.
It might have been a different story if I didn't have this crown here. I could feel it starting to want to work its way through my veins, but it wasn't strong enough. I'm glad it's done. But I gotta catch my breath here. I ain't got too much left. But it was good. It just sucks. It saw right through our darkness. I thought that'd help, but took one right to me face.
Yeah, it surprised me as well. But she had a lot of servants that had still helped fight in the fight against.
That was magnificent. You two were quite heroic.
Ah, just another Tuesday. But what day is it? I've
We
lost
have
track.
these days. I remember Tom mentioning something. I remember Tom sending a calendar into the general chat.
Yeah, we operate on 10 days. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember. I
Them
don't know.
Earth
I can't remember
days.
months and years.
Well, maybe he meant 2 as in the number 2. It's 2-day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second day, Louis.
Yeah, we're cavemen.
Whatever.
1 day, 2 day, 3 day,
It's the second day.
3 take it or leave it. Oh, I needed that. I needed something to drink like for the past like half an hour. Good stuff, guys. So, as you look around and take a gander at this court, you see these awful looking creatures, these spider half-breeds, best I could describe them. Those of you more acute with historical and arcanic, especially religious lore, to do with the Underdark or a law of Bajarak, you would know what these creatures are because your people fight them all the time. These are chitins. Chitins? Chitine. Kittens. I don't know. Meaning, they're creatures dedicated to Loth. Yeah?
Okay.
Actually, I'm curious, how do you... I can look this up like in 2 seconds. How do you pronounce this creature? You used to give me an audio of how to pronounce creature names. Chitine. Yeah, so chitines are Loth-dedicated creatures, multi-armed bipeds with these arachnid qualities, right? That's really loud. Most live in colonies in the Underdark and fight the enemies of the Demon Queen of Spiders. Wherever this Medusa seems to have manifested them, she is possessing very high-tier magic to be able to summon such creatures, because their origins are buried in long ago history. We're talking about like cults of Lolth that were first subjected to elf prisoners. First subjected elf prisoners to like horrible rituals years ago. Transformed these elves into creatures with both elven and spider traits, which their creators sort of dubbed as the name of this creature. Servile creatures, warriors, as you've seen, all dedicated to Loth. Just a little bit of lore about these guys, I guess.
Terrible things. But, I mean, bound to run into them at some point. Well, we made quick work of them. That's for sure. Is everyone else intact?
Barely.
That's nice.
She says she's holding like her abdomen.
You guys did good. That was a good challenging fight. I almost brought down Bajarak and Isabel.
Yes.
Yeah, I was hurting.
I almost made Lorian just quit a campaign.
Yeah.
It was
And
not even close. It was not.
I mean, that attack happened around later, and you will be headless, my boy.
Maybe.
natural 20 and a constitution saving throw, though. That's what has to be failed to get decapitated. So it's not like a mind devourer where like, oh, you failed one saving throw and you're dead.
Okay.
Really, Eric died back in the illicit hive, if we're really honest with ourselves. But I just gave him a bath of restoration. You're welcome. Jokes aside, as you guys take a look around at your wounds and stuff, if you're looking for any sort of treasure or anything to pick up, there's what she's wearing, and there are also what looks to be an entrance to a private chambers over yonder to the north, by this cobwebbed entrance, if you will. But that being said, take it away.
So Gizmo is going to nudge the head a little bit and say, I think we're going to need that to prove we killed the Medusa. Clank, you want to put that into one of those sacks? And Clank will put the Medusa head in the back of one of the extra backpacks we bought. Isabel, do you need a little bit of my healing ointment?
I'll manage, but thank you.
Are you sure? All right. You let me know if you change your mind.
Thank you.
Oh, if she don't want it, I'll take it.
Oh, Baza, did you get a hurt too? Oh, yes, here. Let me give you a little bit. And he pulls out this little device. And he will cast Cure Wounds on Baz, applying the lovely ointment.
Oh, stinks a bit. Oh, it's working. And I'll take it. Ah, lifesaver here. Thanks. Feel a bit better. Maybe we could start heading out of here soon.
Yes, but we should check what else she had on her besides the blade.
What's the blade look like?
Shattered remains of
Now.
obsidian.
But perhaps, Isabel, I mean, for what you're aspiring, for your aspirations, maybe even these broken fragments could be of use to you at some point.
Yeah, I'll be collecting the shards and check if she is carrying anything of value on her. I look her.
Amid her, aside from the very expensive and lavish-looking dress that she's wearing, but you wouldn't address her here now, that would be not very hero-like of you. Perhaps she has others in her private chambers. Aside from that regal dress, in a sort of inside pocket of the sleeve, you find this bejeweled silver mirror. It's finely wrought. That's sort of now lies in the clutter of her body. Its frame is encrusted with tiny rubies, with like one large ruby at the very top of the mirror. It is remarkably pristine compared to the surrounding decay, suggesting it might have purpose beyond mere adornment. Maybe it holds some sort of an arcane power within it. Being an artificer, you will be able to sort of gauge this.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay.
General vibes you get from what Dawnbringer would be able to voice in your mind, Eric, is that you've done a great deed here today. Not only putting an end to a miserable creature of darkness, but also ridding the world of a remnant of an abomination. And she's not talking about the Medusa, she's talking about the blade she held. Whatever device or artifact that blade was twisted by this drow's magic, misshapen, become aberrant, and you destroying it has really put you in a high regard in Dawnbringer's eyes.
Eric will mentally thank Dawnbringer for her words, and then he'll say out loud to Isabel and everyone, Dawnbringer warns me that that sword, despite being Netherese, was corrupted by drow magic. Perhaps maybe look into that before you use it for anything.
Not only that, but though the sword is destroyed, there might be other relics of that this drow has found throughout the Underdark, back from the Netherese times, that have been similarly darkly touched and should not remain here to be claimed by hands not your own. She just gives you like a little insight there. Aside from that, there's not much carried on the Medusa herself. I lied. Except one key. Similarly, like black obsidian color seems to be made from the same material as those obsidian blades thrown by her servants. A key. Perhaps something that would open something in the vicinity.
I'll grab it.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Eric,
just say,
sorry, continue, Isabel.
I know. I was gonna say to check the chambers upstairs. But go ahead.
Well, everybody is what is all that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just rummaging around searching for treasure.
Um,
Little noisy.
While other people are catching their breath and resting and stuff, Eric is going to quickly jog around like the rooms of this entire chamber, because his true sight only lasts an hour, and he wants to use it to discover perhaps any more illusions that she's placed in this room before it runs out.
You see the throne has been trapped. Your sight granting you insight into the glyphs that are buried away from this vision of normal eyes, but you pick up their arcane sigils of some sort of a glyph of warding on the seat.
The chair?
Yeah. Throne.
Okay. Eric will call out a warning to everyone else in the party. Tell them there's glyph of warning on the chair. But what it does exactly, I don't know.
It looks like a runic
Perhaps.
circle. You don't know what it does, but just that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps Isabel or Gizmo, you can figure it out if I trace it for you or draw it for you.
Well, I will try. Would this be an Arcana roll I would make if he's going to kind of trace out or draw what the?
I'll give you an attempt. Go for it. You can always try.
15.
15? I'm just checking the DC. It was 15. This is a spell glyph, storing a 3rd level spell of some sort. You cannot tell with a 15 what exact nature of the spell is. You can tell that it is a very powerful magic of a 3rd circle level sort of thing that is aimed to trigger when somebody sits on the throne. It's not rocket science there.
Yep. I don't know exactly, but I would not go parking my keister on that chair.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, you guys have the tools. Yeah, you guys have like magic and stuff like that if you want to use it. So, with a card check, that's what you learn. Yeah.
Well, Gizmo will activate. He will cast detect magic, then activate his goggles, bring them down, and twist the lenses around such that they begin to glow a faint blue, and he activates detect magic.
Sounds excellent. You can tell that the nature of the magic on the throne is of a necromancy aura.
Yeah, it's a necromantic. It's not a good thing.
It's. If I were to make conclusions, I would say it was a failsafe for her. If she got injured, she will touch the throne and heal herself somehow.
Perhaps
Who knows?
I was thinking more along the lines that it was a final F you to anybody who would dare sit in her seat.
She was that petty.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, maybe.
We can check that in a second.
Yeah, give it a minute.
Have a seat and see what it's like if you like.
Well, why don't we just throw one of these Chitin's bodies in it or something, see what happens?
No, we're gonna waste it. Like, if you want to be sure,
Jim
you
Joe's
know,
not.
I cast identify on it. Like,
Jim Joe's not here to tell you bet. Identify. You choose
yeah.
one object being the throne that you touch. You touch the throne.
Yeah, I touched it.
You learn its properties, how to use it. Okay, your identify spell over the course of the 1 minute that it takes you to cast it, as you become intimate with the throne, you learn that it is a means of casting Revivify onto whatever sits in this throne.
Wow.
The source of the magic comes from beneath the seat, and should you, it's a little bit heavy, but should you pick up a slab that makes the seat, there's a removable component of it, and almost like a floor tile, if you will, that slots a radiating small diamond spell gem, from which this glyph of warding seems to be radiating from. And as I mentioned before, the way to trigger a spell is to rest a dead body onto the throne.
How interesting. I wonder why. Perhaps Medusa's not the one who placed that glyph there.
I mean, we can also ask her if we want to know.
What, you want to put her back on the throne and then ask her?
No. Let's speak to dead.
I mean, that was also an option, but no, I was thinking on this.
Well, we have her
head-
head. In,
her-
we have her head in
it's
the
rolled
bag.
right
over
there. Oh, it's in the bag. Okay.
here. Clank's holding it in the bag. So
Yeah, just speak with dead.
I'm just thinking if we could move the throne somehow out of this place.
We can, right? Like there's if we like pry it and get to the component, then we can move it, right?
Given a dagger, you could probably pry away the gemstone and ruin this entire glyph of warning. Like disarming a trap, if you will.
Well,
Like if this was like a glyph of warding of like explosion, removing the gemstone would probably like either trigger it or destroy the glyph. Roll the dice, see what happens.
yeah, no. I'm thinking about it. If we move something out of a glyph of warding, the glyph of warding gets activated. So yeah, it's no point either.
Now I'm gonna say this: throughout this combat, you become more intimate with certain items, and you've been sort of using the gemstone that the little gnome gave you. So you would have learned a certain property of it, even though you weren't targeted by a spell specifically. You saw it when Bajarak was targeted, as the flash of magic went through. Should you keep the stone on you, it will grant you advantage on future saving throws against petrifications. It works sort of similar to his ring, if you will. Could be useful if you ever.
Yeah, I get.
There's a spell gem in the mirror, but you can identify that on your own pace later on or now. Otherwise, inspecting the room up north, you see there's a dresser with like 5 of Nahidra's dresses in racks. They're made from this fine spider silk shaped by drow magic, and they're probably worth a pretty penny if sold in the markets of Downdark. But having been spent some time in Downdark now, you know how drow crafted items would work, that such magic, whatever is laced around these dresses to make them, would fade when the garment is exposed to sunlight, causing it to sort of fall apart. It's very similar to the clothes you found back in Balkanbelf. Be it ancient, tattered, and not used for a long time, but nonetheless.
We're next to a market. We can take them and see if they're interested in getting them.
Eric will back up when he hears of the nature of the dresses in there.
As you go through the dresser, which I'm gonna say Isabel's like over here, just for sake of immersion, and you go through it, you find there's a door at the back of the dresser. It's glowing faintly with like arcane glyphs and hums with like latent energy, and you recognize the runes, Netherese in nature. They pulse faintly around a series of intertwined metal parts, their arrangement suggesting like a complex locking mechanism of some sort.
Okay, give me a hand with this, please.
what do we need? Oh, you found a lock? I can work on that. Do you want to pick it and I give you help, or you want the other way around?
Okay, you look savvy with your hands. You go ahead.
Okay.
How do you want to go about this? You can use like your tinkering tools to sort of go about this mechanically, or you can make an Arcana check if anything comes to mind.
Yeah, Arcana check. I wanna try to see what's the nature of it, like the use.
Whatever it is you wish to roll, describe your actions. Go ahead.
Yeah, so with the help of Gizmo, I'll try to trace the runes, see where they go, and see if they are familiar to anything magical, like maybe fire, and it's a fireball, you know?
So looking for any arcane traps, you do find one, but too late. You trigger the trap, causing the door to emit a radiant burst outwards that damages you intruders as the glyph sequence begins to charge and just blast forth, sending you, your contraption, and Gizmo flying backwards, taking a total of 40-10 radiant damage. 15 radiant damage. But as the smoke dissipates and the doors fall off, the trap now triggered. You survived, right?
Probably,
Yes.
but yes.
Barely. Shaking away the daze, you look ahead and you see beyond the secret contraption lies a door that opens to a whole chamber. Vastly different from the dilapidated throne room. Past the threshold, you can see the space still touched by decay a little bit, exudes an aura of obsession and a dark ambition here. The walls, they're lined with shattered fragments of mirrors, broken shards reflecting distorted images of the room. And at the far end, a stone desk, carved with intricate spider motifs, is strewn with scrolls, books, shattered trinkets. Amid the chaos lies the remnants of Nahidra's meticulous research. There is a interesting looking blade with a glass hilt that sort of is mounted on the back wall above this stone desk. You see spell gems stolen from the deep gnomes lying in arrangements in their braces. Research with Netheri's runes all over the scrolls. And a chest. It's gilded at the edges, made from zirkwood, fancy, and it's currently closed. There's no lock on it, it's just closed. And what looks to be like a journal of some sort, right next to an inkwell and an inkwell lying on the table.
Okay, Gizmo, can you give me a hand and check for traps? I wanna make
Oh,
it
yeah.
out of this.
You want to me blow up myself up this time? Okay. I'm going to
Selfu's gonna roll up
investigate.
behind you and say, "Do you need a little encouragement?" and kind of like whip the nine tails into his hand a little bit. Huh?
No, thank you.
Oh,
No,
come
thank
on.
you.
No,
I'm going to investigate this little coffer chest before I open it up. Yeah. I
This
don't have
episode
any
is sponsored to you by consent. You find no traps.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn around towards Self and say, "You might want to stand back a little bit."
I'm so tempted to just yell, "Try harder!" and smacking you with this whip. I'm like, "Okay, Gizmo."
Gonna open it in his direction.
Your dramatic flair earns you the DM's laugh, but nothing more. There's no trap triggers.
Okay, and I'm gonna take a look inside. What do we see?
So this is the chest you open, right? The little one lying on the desk?
Yes.
Inside you find... Suspense, sorry. I'm just scrolling down. Netheri's research. You find a shattered artifact shaped like one half of a ring with several legs. Like one half of a brace. Its surface is etched with runes radiating faint magic energy. The artifact is encased in like a sort of protective ward linked to a trap mechanism that has long faded, actually, which is why it didn't trigger. Whatever this object was, just was kept here long enough for this magic to actually dissipate away. Long ago. Isabel, the circumference of this ringed artifact, be it half crescent shaped with legs, matches your mythallar core. in size. And the ridge, the indentation trench around the Mythallar core.
I noticed this, and for a moment she's like in a rush to make them match together. But think on what just happened a minute ago and really like what the Mithrar were capable of doing. She takes a breathing and starts checking for the notes to see what they used to say.
Okay. Beneath the sword hanging on the wall, upon the desk amid the notes, you find Nahidja's papers and scrolls. You also find an old tome containing these intricate notes on artifacts of power. Amid them, you indeed find research on Netherese Mythallars. Your eyes trace the pages and stop at a diagram showing an object very reminiscent to the Mythallar core you carry on your person, inserted into a brace at the center of a much larger sphere, approximately 150 feet in diameter, judging by the notes and measurements. The sphere is then shown to close around the core, forming a complete orb that amplifies the energy cast off by the seed until the entire construction is aglow like a newborn sun. Written in a mixture of Netherese scripture and Drow runes, the research outlines the process of awakening a dormant Mythallar.
She's been like reading and rereading what she's reading again.
Any chance you're reading out loud?
Yes, she's reading out loud, but not like to you, but just like to herself. Like, oh,
Okay.
150 feet in diameter. Okay, note.
Nahidja's notes go into fine detail here. They detail this ritual, if you will, of arcane energy feeding of the Mythallar. Once inserted into a brace capable of conducting the core's energies and surrounded in a Mythallar shell, the Mythallar core must feast on magically infused items to awaken. Meta-wise, this is sort of like a common item being 1 charge, a very rare item being 4 charges, a legendary item being 5 charges. Sort of up with the power of the item comes more feeding of the Mythallar itself. And once the Mythallar has received enough charges, it awakens, releasing this surge of magical energy capable of powering entire cities or serving as a foundation for powerful arcane constructs or weapons. The research also warns of the risks involving in awakening a Mythallar, emphasizing the instability of feeding it corrupted items or cursed items, or the consequences of divine interfering, as you would know history has proved time again. Go ahead and roll me a history check, actually, while you're reading this, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I mean, this is great. This is what you needed. That's what we needed. But how many items do we need? We've only got so much. How many to the, I guess, awakens?
And how large do you think that the giant sphere was in the room with all of those oozes?
Which is a kind of good point, actually, connecting dots here. The shell does depict, the shell is sort of depicted in the Mythallar diagram. Now that you look on it, Gizmo, you see it's very reminiscent to the bowl found in the pudding court right outside Blingstone. The same structure that once served the Deep Gnomes as a house center. Maybe a detail that you missed there, Isabel, likely due to the sheer damage caused to the structure by the oozes corroding and melting away any trace of Netherese runes. But connecting the dots, it does seem to be of the same size.
To Bass, I thought I think we have enough to awaken it at this point, but it will sacrifice a lot of what we carry with us. I look at Dawnbringer for a second.
Well, hell, 15 seems a lot. These are everything that's gotten us to where we are. Granted, we're closer to the top, but we're still gonna need more. What about your house, nobility, or anything? Maybe they have stuff to get rid of.
Oh, perhaps some of these spell gems might be useful too.
Yeah, that's it.
No way.
Uh,
But it may be useful for the trip. May even solve what is going on here. But we can think on it for a minute. What you just say, Gizmo, like maybe there is something around all those uses that we can use.
Well, we have all of these spell gems here laid out too. Maybe they can help make a charge.
Made the connection, you see several spell gems. Their surfaces radiating faint magical hues, still active. You could use them for that. There's also other options. They can be returned to the Stoneheart Enclave for perhaps a reward or reputation. Or, of course, you can you're free to use them for the party's efforts to aid your mission and such. The Nahidra was a collector, an avid one, and has labeled the spell gems uses as they are. Her collection includes a spell gem of Meld to Stone for sort of evasion of ambush tactics in her rocky domain. There is a Revivify Stone and a Blight Stone to wither organic material, perhaps useful against fungi or plant-based barriers. They seem to be magically charged to some degree, and would probably aid you in feeding the Mythlar if you choose to.
Perhaps the Revivify one might be something we might want to keep our hands on, just in case.
Well, even if someone soon does die, what are the chances that we would be able to bring them back here in less than a minute?
No, we can bring these gems with us. They're spell
Not the
stones,
throne.
yes? Yeah, not the throne. The right here. There's a Revivify gem right here.
Yes, that one we should save.
You know, Isabel will try to assemble like the legs to the metal.
The brace hugs the core like a crescent moon, one half around its circumference, fitting into the trench. If you were to imagine its construction as the base, like the round brace that you put beneath a round flask, an alchemical flask, it looks almost precisely like that, but it fits your metallic core.
Okay.
Something to stabilize it within a shell. Ivan, do you know what a demon core is? IRL?
I can imagine it, but not 100%.
Like in real life, do you know what a scientific construction is that we dubbed the demon core?
No, let me
Google image the demon core, and it looks like that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pictures are scary. But yeah, once assembled, she will bring out the fireball necklace. Feed it to it. I imagine that the Mitara start like glowing like a sun when it start to devour the magic properties of something.
And just like drawing sparks out of the item, the glow from the bead dissipates away, and you fed just a little bit of arcane energy into it. Yep.
Oh. Well, maybe put the Intuit charge in it. Haven't really found a use for it.
Yeah.
It all comes full circle.
Could we feed it the glyph that we can't move?
We can try.
The research details feeding it magically infused items. You can't just throw spells into it and supercharge it that way.
Okay.
Is the throne magically infused now or no?
Glyph of Warding.
Exactly, yeah. But I thank you for bringing me to this point. I never imagined it, like,
It's just one more step towards the greater plan.
Amid the web wrapped carcasses in this web shrouded room, you also find a map of Rockblight, drawn by Nahidra throughout her years of research here, revealing a local scope of the local grounds, which will help you navigate to points of interest throughout. And there's that alchemical dagger-looking sword hanging on the wall, remaining. Nahidra's dark writings, sort of a diary or journal on the desk that you can leave behind or read.
Yeah, Gizmo's definitely going to leaf through some of those, and if people are getting impatient to leave, he's going to bring them with, just so that we're not leaving them behind.
Nahidra's writings delve into rituals designed to harness the power of Ogrmock's Bane, which she believed could make her an eternal ruler. The note suggests that Ogrmock's Bane can influence elemental forces and could serve as a weapon if controlled. However, the text is fragmented, filled with Nahidra's scrawled delusional thoughts, making it unclear if her theories are sound or merely ramblings of a madwoman. Otherwise, the journal is a beautifully bound book of Zirkwood. Cover is wrapped in faded purple leather, etched with intricate webbed designs. There's a series of silver filigrees adorned along the edges. Though much of the journal is tarnished or missing, as if picked away in fits of anger, the book feels heavy in your hands. Its pages stained and brittle with age. Some are scorched around the edges and still subjected to fits of rage. As you open the journal, the faint scent of mildew and something acrid wafts up. The handwriting within is elegant but chaotic, with ink blotches and jagged strokes betraying the writer's emotional turmoil, if you will. Scattered sketches of spiders, spell gems, and ominous glyphs fill the margins alongside these fragmented phrases like betrayal, abandonment, eternally glorified. Just leafing through it, not going through the whole thing, you read certain excerpts of the diary, beginning with a passage like, "Lolth tests me. I'm certain of it. My beauty is her gift, my cunning her favor. This curse must be a trial, a cruel game to prove my worth. My servants quailed before me, their weaknesses laid bare as they turned to stone. Fools. I will rebuild. I will become stronger than ever, to show my goddess I am still her chosen." Later passages pass with time. The silence grows deafening. No visions, no whispers, no guiding hand from the Spider Queen. Has she truly forsaken me? My prayers go unanswered. The stone faces of my loyalists mock me from the pedestals. Their empty eyes remind me of the void within my own soul. Am I nothing more than this abomination now? Later passages. The gems sing to me. They radiate. Their radiance brighter than Lolth's now distant light. Their power will be mine to command. With their energy, I will reshape the pitiful ruin into a kingdom worthy of my presence. If Lolth will not have me, the stones shall. I have become the Queen of Stone. My touch is a sentence, my gaze eternal. The Bane whispers to me now, promising to fill the void Lolth left behind, but even its promise feels hollow. Perhaps I have earned this torment. Perhaps this is all there is. One page contains a crude drawing of a mythalar surrounded by notes in the margins detailing a ritual to awaken it. A feast of power, an offering to the void, she says. 15 gifts of magic consumed will breathe life into the slumbering heart. Another page bears ominous scribbles. The bane stirs, it whispers, it grows louder. I cannot resist its call, nor do I desire to. Let the stone and the earth rise as my children, for I have no other. General glimpses in general.
Azorilla was quite mad, but she's done quite a bit of research here. I think we should hang on to this, Isabel. It has fairly specific instructions regarding the mythalar.
We should carry everything in this room, really. Her notes have been really well studied. The items are powerful. Valuable, at least.
Yes, we should not leave behind any of these things. So I'm sure the
Really, what's the deal with that dagger over there asking for a friend?
we know about your friend.
The slick blade is displayed on a rotting Zirkwood stand of sorts, its handle wrapped in black leather. The weapon's edge gleams faintly as though it's eager for use. The pommel and handle, as I described before, is made of translucent glass, shaped almost like an empty vial, if you will, that holds a shimmering liquid of some sorts that follows gravity within the handle. The glass channel that runs down the blade's length is visible from this vial all the way to the tip of the blade. In place of a traditional pommel, I just described that. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm
Something you
assuming
fancy.
my detect magic is glowing. That is a magical object.
It seems to be mechanical in nature more than so magical, but there are magical properties to the liquid within the hollow vial-like glass handle that give off a restorative property of some sort, a healing restorative property.
Very curious blade. That it looks like there might be healing properties in the liquid. Unusual.
Isabel, this is like your thing. You stab people and something good happens.
Are you sure?
No, do you need some help studying it? I can encourage you.
Later, not in this moment. I've got enough encouragement.
So for the sake of like a visual of what this sword looks like and how the vial I'm describing operates, I'll post it in the general real quick.
Oh, I thought it was a dagger. It's a sword?
It's a dagger, long dagger.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You say the liquid in there is medicinal, but could it be replaced with something more lethal?
does look like it's a delivery system of some sort, yes.
The vial can be unscrewed.
Alright, Gizmo's going to take it down from off the wall. He's going to unscrew the vial. And is the liquid in the vial, you said I was able to identify that has a healing property.
Correct.
Bottoms up, Gizmo's actually going to take a sip.
It tastes salty, like seawater or tears. It has no effect on you as time passes.
The seawater. Didn't we hear something about the basilisk tears and being able to restore petrified creatures? I wonder.
You think you could stab this into a statue? I don't know. Seems like a lot of work.
Or
Gizmo,
just pour the bottle over a statue.
Or
Gizmo's
my thing worked well too. I thought.
Gizmo's all kind of distracted. He's just gonna screw the vial back in, and he's gonna walk out of the room. And is there a petrified statue here in the room? You said there were many, right?
Sure. I made this to
Any
be a
of them-
battle map, but let's say this one over here is also one of those petrified statues. Time and wear has taken off an entire arm of the statue, and a hand is missing, and parts of the head are being cracked as well. But it represents,
so sure.
yeah.
Not so sure I would want to bring this one back, but perhaps if we found a gnome outside, we could try it. There were others in the
Investigating
garden.
around the front garden,
Maybe
do find a gnome, yes.
maybe just hold on to it for now. Maybe there's someone in Blinkdenstone that has a family member that was petrified, and we could help them instead of just bringing back a random person who's been
Who doesn't have a family?
petrified for who knows how many decades or centuries. Doesn't even have a family to return to.
Yes, with enough time, we can know for sure what everything in here is. So we are not wasting if it's for another use.
You have a good point.
Identify is a ritual spell, so we can do it as many times.
So you have a good point. For now, let's just bring this back with us then.
Well, we grab the blade, the notes, the chest. Anything else we're missing? The gems.
If we
Other
got what we
scrolls.
need, be on our way.
Mm.
There's other things we gotta take care of. And this day's been long. I'm getting tired.
Should we, Isma? Should we take the diamond in that chair's compartment that's powering its glyph?
Not so sure we're
Even-
going to be able to get to it without setting off the glyph.
Hmm.
The best we can do with it is let the people in town know they could use it during a single emergency.
I think that wait, we have an item that we can feed a diamond to, right? Like revivify something?
No, it disappeared.
It disappeared. Okay. Okay, just making sure. Yeah.
Worst case, if somehow we can preserve the body of someone, we can bring it here if we perish.
I think that, one in the hand versus two in the bush. I say we take the diamond and run.
And we have a map now that should help us find the way out so that we don't have to break down any more barriers.
Just saying, someone could just wander along and sit on it and waste the whole thing.
You have a point.
Perhaps we just lock the gate on our way out. Didn't we find a key?
Oh, yes, we did.
A key, but no lock. Curious.
Just I tried
Hold
the
on.
key on.
I'm not as educated in the arcane as some of you, but don't glyphs only go off when met under certain conditions? Such as moving it, or the thing that triggers it? If that glyph was triggered by being sat on, you don't think it's possible to remove the diamond without triggering it?
I mean, my guess is sat on by someone that's dead.
That's how the
If
spell
that's the
works.
case.
That's how the spell works.
Do you wish just to harvest the diamond?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Even if one of us were to die, I don't see us being able to come back to this room and place them on the chair in less than a minute. Might as well just get use out of the diamond.
Boss, any ideas? Any thoughts?
I mean, if you want me to go grab the diamond and something happens, well then guess what? I guess you could just revivify me, bring me back after or something. I mean, shit.
Well,
Either we take it, we don't. I don't know.
you're free to grab the diamond, Eric. It shouldn't explode if that's what worries you.
I'm not worried at all. I just don't know how to open the compartment that's holding the diamond.
You can pry it with a dagger apart, just like you would any set gemstone into any other material, if you want to take the diamond out.
Okay, yeah. Eric will go back to the chair and take the time to try and pry the diamond out.
Cool. You take the time and you get 100 gold pieces worth diamond.
Okay.
See, all that worrying.
I feel it was a
It's
mistake.
only 100 GP, not 300.
Oh, yeah.
It's 75 gold pieces now. It's 100 gold pieces, man. That's what I said.
Oh yeah.
Diamond of diminishing returns.
Okay. But yeah, let's find a place to rest.
Return to Blingstone for rest.
Should
Yeah.
we find what this key goes to? I mean, do you want to talk to the head?
It's a good idea. Let's do that.
Does the key just look like a standard additional, like, cellar key or whatever, or does it have, like, any specific distinguishing marks or something that might resemble something of Blingden Stone?
It seems to like almost perfectly fit into the locking mechanism I described for the dresser, leading to the room where you find all the treasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why we explode. Okay, makes sense.
And did we gather up the dresses too?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Did they seem like drow, like dresses?
Yes.
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 For a drow woman named Nahidra Daskrin. Made of spider silk and stuff, yeah. Befitting like a priestess. Why do you want to wear
Make
them?
our way.
Do you want to be like Gale from Baldur's Gate 3? Just really show off those calves?
Yeah.
Please.
Please? Ivan? Alright. Please.
I suppose it might help if I mean, I could change my appearance. I already have the flail.
I'll be your Dami mommy.
I think if we don't do anything else here, like we make our way to town.
Okay. Well, you guys want to find long rest in Blingstone?
Yes.
Cool. And we can call a decision here, or do you want to keep going from here?
I'm gonna say keep going.
Okay.
But that's my.
I can go for a little bit longer.
We have to find our way out, and we have a map. So
I'll be honest with you, Jeff. The way out is like 200 feet this way, 200 feet this way, and then you're back in Blingstone.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this was all part of Blingdenstone at one point. They just kind of like pulled back, you know.
My point was that we got here through a hole in the wall that we didn't want to go back through. We don't know how to get to the exit. That's all. So.
The hole in the wall you made with Exorn has been filled in by a mold earth spell by Self, and can be similarly unfilled by the same cantrip. It's effectively a dirt door, if you will. So, unless I'm missing something, or I'm misunderstanding.
We can go back.
Yeah.
I think that we can
let's
make
just go
it
back.
Yeah.
If that's what the party wants to do, you find long rest in the foaming mug inn. For the sake of expediency, I'll just put you guys there. As you make your way back to the city. And I deleted your tokens, but I didn't copy them. I'm a genius. You're over there.
Isabel, how much magic have you put into the Mythalar?
One fireball.
One charge. One charge with me being generous, because technically you're not putting a whole item into it. I'm not going to count every bead as an item. Right?
We only have one bead.
Yeah, I know.
We only have
I'm just saying if you had a whole necklace, I'm not counting each one as one
Yeah.
charge. So,
Yeah.
one portion of it, yeah.
Okay.
So what? That's 3 charges then.
Eric, why aren't you passing me? Don't
Yeah,
do-
I'll handle that after session. I'll be honest with you, yeah.
Very funny. I support you, but last thing I'm giving up is Dawnbringer.
All right. What about this? You remember that magic shop with that really greedy store owner? Maybe we just distract him, and you just go in there and have at it.
That
Gobble
would be
them all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we need everyone on our side.
That's
We need
true.
to be good guests, I guess, in their home, and this will serve as a staging area for us for later. I mean, we've got the time tonight. We're gonna sleep. If there's anything else you want to put into it, we can. Just don't want a nuke going off. You can put another 3 and put the Intuit charge in.
Yeah, I'm thinking on that.
Yeah, I don't care. Do it.
Okay. Yeah, during the rest, like, you'll see it. Isabel start arming the into charge.
Oh, hold on. We're not arming that. Just let it eat it.
Yeah, and feed it to the Metaller.
Cool. You draw forth the arcane energies from the item. The item itself is a Trojan process. Mythal is one step closer to becoming a newborn son. As I've described earlier in our P channel, should you wish to send a message out to Candlekeep and the Deep King's Court in Grecostu, you may do so via span read here in the city. Your message can be sent. The way it's going to work is that Jimjin can facilitate this with the Diggermucks. in exchange for your help with the Medusa and stuff. First and foremost, from Medusa, you guys do receive 1,000 gold pieces for bringing her head back. If you wish to hand it in, we can just handle that, and you guys have that.
Hell yeah.
Which
Absolutely.
only goes forward for increasing your reputation with gnomes. But as I was saying, Spanreed is live texting, if you will. It's you write on a piece of parchment with this magically imbued quill with a gemstone at the very end of it, and whatever you write is received on the other end of a matching twin Spanreed. However much distance it has to travel, it is written as you write. They essentially accept a call, if you will. And then whatever they write on their end is written by a matching pair of a Spanreed on your end. So this way you can exchange words from over long distances.
That's cool.
So if you want to do it now, we can do it now. If you want to do it over a chat when you want to compose your message, I can give you a reply then. But this can be done over the course of this long rest of yours. Jim Jack can facilitate that after all the Digger Mark holes is not too far away from here at all. It's like literally like over yonder. Other than that, what else do you guys want to do during long rest?
Real quick, can we get the 100 GP just from bringing back proof that we killed the Medusa? Can we still keep her head?
You can get the 1,000 gold pieces for bringing her head, which is more than 100 gold pieces.
They're gonna take the head.
No,
He wants to get the
you can keep
reward,
the head.
and he wants to keep the head.
You can keep the head, and you also get the reward for killing the Medusa.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And
It's like you were asking 100 gold pieces on top of the 1,000. I was like, you little shit. Like, I'm giving you money.
no. Yeah, I just wanted to keep the head and see if we could get the reward just for bringing back the proof that we did it. And regarding Isabel's Mythalar, it destroys any magic item that we put into it. It doesn't just suck the magic out of it.
Yeah, it destroys it.
Yeah, it destroys it.
Okay. I was gonna say, Eric would suggest putting the feeding the whip to it because it's a gross item anyway. But if it destroys it, then he's like, well, on one hand, it's a gross magic item that I never want to use, but on the other hand, I like having the physical proof that I took it.
So, because it's cool that you slew, well, you didn't slay her, but you defeated her in combat, I'm gonna say that, sure, it doesn't destroy them, but it sucks all the magic out of them, making the mundane items equivalent of. So, like, a bead will become something like a ball bearing, if that makes sense. You know?
Okay.
It destroys them in the sense of it's no longer a magic item. That's what I meant by destroy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to have a fucking like a cool relic to hang above your mantelpiece, that's just flavor. I like that.
Yeah.
So we have a Rubik
Eric
cube.
will
Mm-hmm.
suggest feeding the whip to the Mythalar if
My whip?
No. The whip that I stole from Elvira.
Yeah, his whip.
That's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Do you need some motivation, boy, to remember?
Let me stir your memory real quick.
I thought he was suggesting that you take my whip and burn it. I'm using this.
Yeah, I get it.
The Scourge of Fangs.
Okay.
How about it?
So how would
It's almost gives me
how
spare
would it
time.
do with an infused item?
It wasn't. No. you
keep making them over and over.
Infinitely feed the Mythalar.
You
I
lose the
assume-
infusion. You lose the
No, I assumed it would be a no,
No.
but I wanted to ask.
No.
Okay.
Because come on. Because come on.
I mean that makes sense.
If this was like a puzzle of like, feed arcane and like by casting spell on this and you want to use an infusion, I'll be like fine because you're using resources, but this is like a permanent artifact of legend.
Yeah, I get it.
Did you guys
I get
actually
it.
feed the bomb to it? I missed that because I was preparing something.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we
Ooh,
did.
you guys are wild. Okay. You guys carried that for 30 sessions, but okay.
I mean, we need to use it at some point. It was against the Uses or to feed.
That's fine. You used it. That's good.
Yeah. Well, I guess like during this long rest, we will identify the potion that we got from the sword, and the bejeweled silver mirror we just got.
So the bejeweled silver mirror is a silver mirror for the sake of being a mundane item. The gem itself is another one of those stolen gemstones and is capable of casting mirror image.
Ooh.
Then you can use the mirror to flare up the spell if you really want to. A one-time cast of mirror image. Similar to like a spell scroll. These spell gems, that's how they operate.
Okay.
Essentially, Jim Jar is not going to tell you what to do. His interests are your interests, right? And being a roguish figure, he's not one to stick to the law or morals or for the sake of like a paladin would. So if you guys want to keep these and not return them to the rightful owners of the deep gnomes, you can. But he does inform you that the gnomes will give you their equivalent monetary value if you have no use for them and you want to just give them back. I just know how this party operates. You guys are a little bit greedy and you like using resources and all that, so you can. But it's not a return for nothing. Other than that, Elven Long Rest, Jim Jar will welcome you with open arms. Ever confident you guys could manage to handle it, seeing the Medusa head in your possession. He's not surprised whatsoever at your success. That being said, he does inform you that whenever you guys are ready, he can lead you guys to those catacombs he spoke about if you guys are still interested in that angle. Otherwise, you're free to explore beyond Blingstone once more.
Do you guys want to return the spell gems or no?
I'll say return them.
Can we feed them to the Mithila, or?
Yes, we can. They each count as an uncommon item.
Oh, well then.
Wait, one of the spell gems was a revivify gem. I think we should keep that one.
Yes, definitely.
That's my vote for that one.
I'll agree. Do the other one then. That's another. So that's 3, 6. That's 8. Hell, if we can find someone of the cloth, then they can help me take this crown off my head. There's a bit of a bite to it.
Oh yeah, it's cursed.
Free of it. Yeah.
You can.
I'm willing to part.
You can add a tune from it,
but you're still.
But you're still cursed. Yeah. I'm just saying you can. Yeah.
In her notes, say like it will be making unstable if we fit something that could curse you.
That too.
So it's okay, boss.
I'm just telling Nick in case you ever want to attune to another magic item, you can attune from that and you just remain with the curse.
Yeah.
Which is
You're basically just stuck. You're stuck wearing the crown, but it doesn't have to take one of your 3 attunement slots.
I mean, I'm not like I have to wear it. Like it's not like I can't part with it, like how I was in Curse of Strahd with some other items. But yeah, just walking around not having the thing and just forever being cursed.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like if it's a wondrous item, it's rare, so that's another 3. And you know, I'm offering something, you know, that I have. So if I can get at least cured from it, if we can find someone in the town, cleric to, you know, maybe we chip in a little gold towards them. That's another 3.
Yeah.
Maybe you offer them. Well, no, never mind.
The drow dresses.
We're not gonna. I was gonna say we have all those drow dresses to sell or do whatever with. So. What is the curse that you have, Baz? What is the curse from it?
Well, it's hard to say because if I don't have such item right now, with where we got this and how I got it from somebody else, but this circlet allows me to, you know, use a little bit of magic. You know, I like that. Cast someone to stone, but if it was like another dwarf, stone giants, any one of earth genasi, whatever, the spell would come back at me and I would be petrified. But it's there until the curse is broken.
Wait, does this mean you have to change your name?
What?
You were the twice cursed. Now you have 3 of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just collecting them at this point.
Oh, I know how that is, brother.
I mean, this third
Pokemon.
curse is kind of temporary.
Right. I've already got 2 for the rest of my life. I'm not looking to bring in more exactly. But I'm willing to help in part ways. It's something else that'll help. It'll help you, Isabel, but in the long term, it'll help us both. And I'm willing to sacrifice such a thing. It's been good to me, but something else to help. So if I can find someone to alleviate this extra little bite I have in the back of me brain, hey, let's do it then.
Yes, and oh, you know what else we could use is that green flame mace no one was using.
I
Sure is
believe
gonna come
that
in
was
handy now.
already
We sold that
sold.
already.
Yes, I know.
Sold.
Yes, for like 5 gold.
And
80,
Paz,
I believe.
I admire your sacrifice, but it could compromise the stability of this, and in this case, it could destroy us for sure. So I'd rather not take that risk. It's too big. Don't worry about your crown.
It's kind of funny. It's like you guys are charging
Is
a
this what is love?
Yes.
What is love? Why so?
I was wondering, why does this sound so
Yeah,
familiar?
I saw it and I was like, oh, he's playing this mix.
Sure, yeah. It's Seminola's foaming log. It's a cheery place. One of the happiest places in Underdark, probably. But yeah.
No, don't lower it.
No. I'm just chilling at this point. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to call it a session with a wind down. Just because I'm beginning to get that low energy point. But yeah, Ivan, what do you think about the whole twist with the Mythalor shell being the bowl? Are you gonna
The ball?
take that anywhere? Okay. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm so lost. I'm like, what? Like,
No, where all the oozes are, where we ran in, they're in that giant.
Ah,
fucking bowl.
okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I didn't see it coming. I'm like, fuck.
They never see it coming.
And it made me think like, wow, like the gnomes, those little bastards just took the city from the Netherese. I mean,
The Mythalor shell was here before the gnomes, right? Blinkstone was established 100 years ago. The Netherese ruins in Underdark were here 1,000+ years ago, right? We were just walking amid a ruined world, dungeons, homes, and cities built upon ruins of the past.
They took good real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, I was shocked when I saw it. Or when it was mentioned.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I made a whole map for it too. Like, I redid the zone for it a little bit. So it's a little bit less bland. Really was not a fan of the fact that the module was straight up like, this place is empty and there's nothing of interest here. I'm like, what a waste. So, maybe we'll do that next session. Or, whatever. I know the party wanted to do the where at Warrens, there's the ghost angle, there's just plenty more to go.
Yeah, I say we do the ghost angle next, and then we can do the were rats after.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ghost.
I
Yeah, get
totally forgot about
most-
the ghost thing, and I wish that we saved the true site for it now.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but hindsight's always 20/20. We thought it might be helping.
Just-
we use our resources.
It did
we-
help. It did
Yeah.
help. Like, we did see, like, the illusion, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just play Phasmophobia. Some of them might be invisible. Just go in there with your instruments and be like, hey, spirits, it's me, your homie, your boy.
Hey, spirits, it's your boy.
I'm back.
Yeah. Got a snack?
Yeah, what you eating? What you doing?
What are they serving in the foaming mug? Fine, keep your secrets.
Demon spider.
Mm.
Thanks.
What are you
Gizmo
actually
is,
eating to share?
Spill tea.
Say it.
Ivan is like, no.
Who is eating? I'm not eating, guys. I wish.
So what are you
Someone's
wrapping?
making a bunch of crinkling sounds.
What is it? Tampons? What is that? What are you? What are you crinkling?
I bought sunscreen because in here the sun tries to kill you every second. And
So
I
what?
bought
They
the
wrap them in
sunscreen
like
package.
cellophane? What is that?
Yeah.
It has like some, I don't know how to call it, tape, and I was just opening it.
You're applying sunscreen indoors?
No, but I need to move this from my office or it's gonna be forever not used.
I see. Sunscreen.
Yeah, sunscreen, guys. Keeps you alive. It's a thing in Australia. You should try it. Well, to
Nah,
be honest, people
I
don't
like my
use
skin
it.
cancer.
Yes, people like their skin cancer here. It's weird.
Oh,
Good stuff.
oh man, oh man.
You still there, Lorian?
Yeah, what's up?
The reason why I said wow thanks is because you're like, no, don't revive those gnomes. They could have been here for hundreds of years and they probably don't have a family waiting for them. That's so I was like,
Oh my
wow. Wow. Like that's why I was like, well, geez, like this is brutal.
Completely missed that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna get some food. I'll talk to you later. That was a good game.
Alright, D's.
No,
We'll see you.
Careful.
And Gizmo will compose letters and such in RP channel. in the
Yeah, that's what I
next
figured.
few days.
Sounds good.
So
Mhm.
yeah, it's going to be a long weekend for me, so I should have some time.
Sounds good.
Have a good night, everybody.
Mm.
Thanks
good
for the
one,
session.
Here.
Enjoy. Dude, I had these gloves and I don't know where they went.
On the game or in real life? Shooting gloves.
No, in real life, I had these gloves that I wanted to take to the range tomorrow. So it's gonna be a little cool. I don't know where they went.
Feel bad for you, my man.
Dude, fuck.
So we have money again, guys.
Yeah.
1,000 for the dress, 1,000 for the head.
I did ask that. The Lorian was like, can we have $100 on top of 1,000? I was like, man. Like, just really milking the cow. But no, I misunderstood. Yeah. Guys.
so with the Medusa head,
Mhm.
I know that her petrifying gaze was like a cone AoE feature that she had. It's not something where you just immediately start turning into stone the minute you look at her. But I was thinking it'd be cool if going back to if we could somehow imbue using the Medusa head into like armor to maybe cause like a fear effect. Using that guy that
So
what was his
so
name?
I'm gonna blow your mind right now. Are you ready for this? Any character, regardless of class, race, background, whatever, can attempt what's called an intimidation check. Using props and situational things gives you advantage on that check to cause intimidation and fear, right? So yeah, you could do that and beyond.
Makes sense.
If you shove a Medusa head in a commoner's face, he's gonna be terrified. So, if you put it on your arm or whatever. I'm not sure how you're intending to do that logically, but you know, creativity is on your side and end.
We can work on that, Lorian. Like, if you
Yeah.
really want that idea, like, sure. There is an item from the artificer that do that shit.
I can imagine you just putting spikes on your shoulder rods and just spiking the head on top of it, like a war chief of the orc clans.
Yeah, you can like just make a little banner.
I was
Yeah, like a Japanese back banner. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Kazook Pickshine was talking about being able to imbue magic into items depending on what we provided with him. And I was wondering if maybe like, I don't know, if like using the head, if you could like imbue like the face of the Medusa into like an armor, and maybe it like strikes fear into someone or something like
So like theoretically, like I'm just theory crafting here, a random item from the top of my head that is totally not an already magic item in D&D or anything, like a shield that has a face on it that could like change the face to be like a terrifying face or a happy face and stuff. So like that, but like an intimidating shield.
Well, I was thinking not being able to change face, it would be just Medusa's face on like armor. I don't have a shield.
Cool.
Why don't you just like take some rope, tie it around the head, and then just attach it to your hip, like how Kratos does in God of War, and then just like
Then when you want,
interact with the object.
yeah, when you want to like intimidate creatures, just twerk it.
Yeah, just
I've
do
never
that.
played God of War.
Alright, well, I mean,
carries a
he has-
Medusa head with
No,
rope
but
on
he
it. On
no, but he has a severed head.
Not Medusa's
that
though,
does
is
talk
it?
to him.
It's
Huh?
Mimir.
It's not. No, yeah, it's not Medusa. I never said it was.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying you can just do the same thing that he did, and just attach it to your hip like on a little cord.
Yeah. You could do any of that. Just let me know what you want to do, and I'll tell you how it's possible.
That's very gross though. I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
You have a severed head. What do you mean?
I'm not the one carrying it though. It's in.
Ew,
it's in the bag.
gross. I slay creatures for a profession. Ew, gross. Like, what do you? Can you imagine? He like goes badass, like a large, like this barbarian figure with a radiant sword lacerating away heads. They go spinning in the air, and he just looks at them like, ew. Just shudders. Like,
Listen, there's an elegance to a clean decapitation, but actually touching the head afterwards.
wow. There is an elegance to clean decapitations. Yeah, okay. Allah Akbar.
Yeah, this guy's seen one too many live leak videos.
Yeah.
That's the undertag for you guys. Like, he's in character.
What videos?
Like,
ISIS.
Live leak
Like,
beheading.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know
What?
who ISIS?
Lorian, Jesus
Lorian. I'm fucking
You don't know who,
You know-
you don't know who ISIS is? The terrorist organization?
Oh, ISIS.
Jesus.
I thought you said Lexus. I was like, who's Lexus? I don't know what that is.
Jesus Christ. No, I know.
Good lord. Decapitation has a sort of elegance to it. That sounds like a Strahd line. You should play by BBGs.
Yeah, that would be strong.
I would let you play by BBGs if you didn't, make them fall down 1,000 stairs.
Oh my god.
again. Oh,
Here he comes, Rohadon, the epic right-hand man to the devil himself. Falls down entire fucking tower.
we should have cleaned that land for sure, Nick. Like, I regret that we didn't.
Yeah.
Huh?
That we didn't kill Vampire.
The group was exhausted by that point. A very familiar feeling, I would say. The campaign ended when it should have ended, I think. I mean, you guys can have your headcanon with you return to Barovia and finish the D, right? That can be like a one-shot. In fact, it is. It's called Strahd Dies Tonight. It's a one-shot where players, not knowing what Curse of Strahd is, just show up at Ravenloft and kill Strahd. But we had fun. That's what matters, right?
It was.
Yeah, it was
I'm
all
gonna get
good.
off now.
Bye.
I have some cleaning I want to do before I go to bed. Night.
Yeah, start cleaning, my boy.
Good night, boy. I like the map. It's pretty.
What, the Medusa layer?
No, I think the Us map.
Yeah. Both for Maiden and Incarnate, I'm very happy about them.
Did
So
they?
many colors.
Hey, real quick, when someone leaves or enters the chat, I can't hear the little noise.
You muted it, remember, when Halloween came out?
No, that's the thing. I don't think I did.
I did. That's why I don't hear it on my end.
What's it under? Voice and no. Notifications?
Let me make the test. You tell me.
Dude, I don't know why, but medieval style hip hop just slaps for D&D. I don't know why. I always listen to this shit whenever I prepare sessions or do writing for Bling and Stone. It just something about it slaps.
Tom, what's that under? The setting for that? 'Cause I'm checking.
Let me check. Notifications and sounds. Join and leave. User leave. Notification and sounds. I just disabled all notification sounds for myself, but under sounds you'll see one for voice connect and disconnect.
Yeah, I have it checked though.
Oh, weird. Maybe it's something to do with Discord then. No, it's something on your end. I'm not sure. Oh fuck, I forgot an item. That's fine. You guys got a whole bunch of items as is. So for that alchemical dagger, I'll make a handout for it, both our journal and Roll20. But you've seen it before, haven't you? Ivan, I showed it to you before.
You showed it to me.
I decided to put it in the game. But I'll make a handout for it. I changed it to include that little cool interaction that you and I discovered about it. With the siphoning. Would have been cooler if the campaign kept going, but you know. Do this. And bold these bad boys. We should definitely do a watch party though for what's that movie you want to watch?
Blue Light Samurai.
Yes.
It's really good. I'm pretty sure it's like your flavor outlet, I think.
Yeah, I remember liking the first few episodes.
It gets dark fantasy really fast. Or dark samurai fantasy.
Oh. Trying to think. What do I need?
Okay, any other pros, cons, stars, whatever you guys want to mention before I leave you guys?
Yeah, it should be
Nothing
good.
comes to mind. Yeah. Was
I think I'm alright.
pretty good.